Welcome, everybody, here to Richwood High School. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indians Football, brought to you by Kingsville Chevron and 28 East Chevron, our title sponsors. I am Billy French alongside my partner, Mr. Coach Thomas Scully. Also behind the camera, we got him a headset on tonight, at least, Coach. Shane Henry, our producer. We're going to have a great night here of Tioga football. We're at Richwood High School, just right when you reach into the city limits here in Monroe. And it's going to be a fun night. A real beautiful stadium they have out here. Press box is super nice as well. And we're excited for some Tioga football.
We are. We're excited to get playing again on a Thursday night. It was a short week of practice for the Indians after that big win against Pineville, at Pineville. But turned it around pretty quick, and now we're ready to face the Richwood Rams right here, like you said, on the outskirts of Monroe. Beautiful facility, all turf field, brand new actually football facilities as well. But Richwood comes into tonight's contest 1-2, beating opening the season with a win against West Washita 20-15, and then losses to Mangum 34-28 and Walsman last week 28-14. So very interested to see what Coach Geisen and the Rams are going to bring tonight against those Indians.
Absolutely. Tioga, the big win last week, 56-14 over the rival Pineville Rebels, a redemption game, which we talked about a lot last week. We had a lot of good plays, a lot of scoring going on. First two possessions for both teams resulted in touchdowns, and then that Tioga defense absolutely put the clamps on Pineville after the two long runs by Phillips, 64 yards, 73 yards. After that, there wasn't much yardage to get for that Pineville offense against this tough Tioga defense, and so Tioga gets the win, 56-14. Last week, our Southern Air cool play of the game started off. Look. Man, we talked about it over the weekend and everything. We were so proud of Cohen Henry with the they went to get for a field goal, bot snap, fumbles it. Cohen runs it back 74 yards into the end zone, does a nice little bowling deal. You got to go watch it if you get a chance here. It's fantastic. So Cohen Henry was our Southern Air cool play of the game. Also, our Express Employment Professionals lineman, you had one job, was Mr. A.J. Adams, who had himself a night, but was in the backfield pretty much all night long. And, of course, our player of the game, 446 Sports player of the game, was none other than the senior wide receiver, Kervin Johnson, who had himself a couple touchdowns like he does, seems to be every game, Coach. It's going to be a fun matchup tonight against these two teams. Tioga got the win last year at the reservation, so we come back over here this year to Mackey Freeze Stadium, and we're looking for the same result.
Yeah, after a great week of practice by the Indians, there's no doubt they're ready to beat on somebody else. Richwood, we saw them warming up earlier. They're going to try to spread you out and throw the ball down the field. So I'm sure Coach Muter and that defense has something ready for them. And then defensively, they're going to line up in a 4-2-5 with a four-man front, 5 in the secondary. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up with our guys out there at wideout, and we'll see what Malone has in store for them. Of course, with Kenny and Jackson back there in the backfield, they've been doing an unbelievable job running the ball. So I'm very interested to see what they do. And, of course, having Tarver back at the H-back, definitely makes a difference for us, Tarver Landry being back there. So, going to be a great night. The sun now is off the field, and so it's actually pretty cool down there. So it's going to be an interesting night. Very excited. Crowd still pouring in over there. But we're very excited to see what these Indians are going to do against the Richwood Rams.
As you can see, Tioga getting ready to come out of their tunnel, should I say, the end zone for the Indians. Again, a lot of similarities between the colors of these two teams here tonight, so we'll see that as the game progresses here. We'll call out some jerseys. We do not, as of right now, nobody's come up here in the press box from the Richwood Rams, so we have no roster, so we'll do our best to try it. If we can get that, we will. If not, we'll just call out some numbers, but we'll definitely be calling our Tioga Indians here as we're getting ready for kickoff. We're not too far away here, so again, stay tuned for us after this ball game. We'll announce, like we do every week, our Southern Air Cool Play of the Week, also our Express Employment Professionals Lineman of the Week, and, of course, our 446 Sports Productions Player of the Week here as it gets ready here. So Tioga takes on the Richwood Rams, your Tioga Indians. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indians Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, our title sponsors. As you can see, here comes those Tioga Indians, and they're ready to roll here, led by Mr. Kervin Johnson, first man in there. And then, of course, a host of Ethan Bridges carrying a flag, and a host of them. These Tioga Indians are ready. This is one of my favorite jersey combos that we have, the black pants, white jerseys with the red lettering, with the black trim on that. So Tioga's ready. I know Tioga's ready, and you're going to get ready to see the Richwood Rams will be coming out of their side of the end zone as well, as we're just about underway right here with about 10 minutes left here. So we'll watch Richwood come out of their tunnel, and then we'll go to a break. So we'll leave it here. We're going to let Richwood come out of their tunnel here. This is 446 Sports. Proud Tioga Indian supporters here on 446 Sports. We'll be right back.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Here's an important message for everyone in Central Louisiana experiencing changes in their vision. If you've met this year's Medicare deductible and are experiencing vision changes due to cataracts, then right now is the best and most affordable time to schedule your procedure with the cataract team at Wallace Eye Associates. A new year means a new deductible, so when it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Welcome back, everybody, here to a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football. We're here at Richwood High School in Monroe, Louisiana, as your Tioga Indians coming into tonight's matchup after a big win last week against Pineville. Come in 2-1. Their only loss against a Sterlington Panther team, game 1 of the season, which they led into getting into that fourth quarter. Also, by the way, they're the defending state champions. So, 2-1 record for the Tioga Indians, 1-2 record for the Richwood Rams. And Coach, why don't you give us our Tioga Indians starters of the game?
Yep. Tioga Indians come in averaging 45 points a game, led by quarterback Case Malone. He's a senior, 5'10", 185. In the backfield with him, Kenny Ponche. He's also a senior, 5'10", 195. The H-back, Tarver Landry, who is 6 foot 230. And then your wideouts, Angelo Shelton. He's 5'10", 170. He's a junior. Christian Isles, he's 5'9", 170. He's a senior. And then on the other end, Kervin Johnson. He's a 6'4", 195-pound senior. Across the front, Mario Jacobs, 6 foot 307. Maxwell Bayard, he's 6'2", 325. Tucker Landry in the middle, he's 5'10", 270. At the right guard, Hayden Laborde, he's 5'8", 215. And Narada Roy, who's 6'4", 250. That's your offensive starters tonight for the Indians. On the defensive side, that 4-man front, Wesley Sherman, A.J. Adams, Case Thomas, Terry Fogelman, Tarver Landry will also play, and also Champion will also be in there. So we'll rotate 6 in on that front side, on the front 4, and then your corners, Karlinski Lloyd, 5'9", 140 senior, And then your linebackers in the middle, Cohen Henry, 5'10", 190-pound senior. Joe Rose will play the Sam backer. And then Bryson Fall will play the weak side backer, 6'2", 205. Angelo Shelton at the other corner, 5'10", 170. And then our safeties, Jackson Tarver and Kervin Johnson will be round up the safeties for that defensive side for the Tioga Indians.
And Kervin Johnson, you're going to see a lot of guys play both sides of the ball will be needed. We'll also have some good rotation going in. Some of the other guys might get a break, so they might see a couple series on both defense and offense. But Tioga has a very good depth here and be able to play both sides of the ball if they need to. If they don't, they do have very, very good, I don't want to call them second string, but other guys that'll cover here. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over here as we're getting ready for the national anthem. So we'll keep it here, but we're just going to mute the mics here on 446 Sports, home of your Tioga Indians football. Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready for kickoff between your Tioga Indians and the Richwood Rams. I am Billy French, proud to be your voice of Tioga Indians football. Alongside me again here, Mr. Coach Thomas Scully, and, of course, our producer Shane Henry behind the camera, making sure. So if you don't like some the camera signal. That's on Shank. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, everybody. We're excited. We are sponsored by King Stop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, your title sponsors of 446 Sports football here at Tioga, as the captains will be ready to come out here. Looks to be number 71 and number 10 for the Richwood Rams, wearing the red pants, gray jerseys with the red writing, and on for your Tioga Indians. Trying to see that from a distance there. That looks to be Maxwell Byard. And that's
AJ.
That's AJ Adams. Couldn't see if that was a 15. That looked like AJ, but I wasn't sure. So AJ and Maxwell are the captains for your Indians here. We're just about underway here. Beautiful press box. Can't complain about that part. Real nice, comfortable chairs, which we don't over sit down anyways. But, man, when I tell you we feel like a sardine in here, there's 3 of us in about a 1.5-foot deal. So I'm covering the 50 to the right. Coach, you're going to have to cover for the 50 to the left here. And so we can be able to see what's going on here as the white hat, the Monroe officials here will be covering here this ball game at Richwood High School in Monroe, Louisiana. Easy drive up 165. I actually beat you guys here. I don't know how that happened. Y'all stopped and got that real high protein and that probably a veggie burger from McDonald's or something.
Yeah, those low-fat fries.
And let's see what happens here. I know Tioga likes hitting that ball first if they can and kind of set the tone early on. Let's see what we got here. As Tioga has won the coin toss and elected to receive, so just on point here. So that high-powered Tioga offense will come to take over here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football fans across central Louisiana and in Monroe, Louisiana here tonight. Now is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's game time here at Richwood High School, where your Tioga Indians take on the Richwood Rams. Again, Tioga comes in 2-1 on the season, and the Richwood Rams are 1-2 here as we're getting ready. We got a big game here this week on a Thursday night that we get an extra day of rest for some, maybe not for the football player, but for some, an extra day. I got to work tomorrow. You guys are off, but some of us have to have, work for a living. You can't all be coaches and big truck drivers. So appreciate everybody tuned in here. Again, you can check us out on 446 Sports on YouTube as well as Facebook. But the best view to get to where you can always rewind or whatever you need to do, YouTube is where it is. Make sure you like and subscribe. Please, it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps getting more people out there looking at 446 Sports. As we're getting ready, let's see if they've done their scouting report, Coach, and see if they kick away from Kervin Johnson.
Well, the first 3 teams this season have not kicked away on the first kickoff, and he's actually made them pay for it. But we'll see. We were 5 for 5 last week on possessions. The first 5 possessions we scored, so it'll be interesting to see. I know Coach Chrisman loves to get that ball into the hands of Case and that offense. And so, again, when you're averaging 45 points a game, you want to put that offense on the field and get that defense on their heels early. So, of course, an exciting night. Anytime you're at the football field, it's an exciting night. So here comes the kickoff here shortly.
Again, Tioga football brought to you on 446 Sports by King Stop Chevron, 28 East Chevron. Appreciate the crew over there, Chris, and man, the crew over there, they do a great job. And Christy, of course, over on 28 East, we appreciate all that they do and being Tioga supporters through and through here as we are just about underway here. Tioga with the black pants, white jerseys, red letters. Again, Richwood with the red pants, gray jerseys, red lettering. As we'll be getting ready here as Richwood will be kicking the ball off. And there's a line drive kick under the legs. And then Kervin Johnson grabs it and brought down immediately by number 10, one of the captains for that team here. Again, we do not have a roster for the Richwood Rams, but out comes that Tioga offense here trying to set the tone early. Again, they won the coin toss, so they elected to get the ball, and Tioga likes setting the tone early on here with the run game.
Yep. And the thing about it is, Case is going to come out. The last 3 games, we've started out with an outside run by Kenny Ponche, so it'll be interesting to see how we open up tonight's contest.
Here we go. Case Malone, your senior captain quarterback here in the shotgun. That is Kenny Ponche to his left. Top of your screen, Kervin Johnson, Christian Isles. Bottom of your screen, that is Angelo Shelton. As we are underway here at Richwood High School, Case Malone checking out the defense. Man in motion is Tarver Landry. He's going to swap over to that left side. It's a quarterback keeper right there. Case Malone to the left and brought down again by number 10. But a good pickup on first down of about 3 yards brings up second down.
Well, getting behind Tarver and getting behind Ponche and trying to get outside again. All 3 times, fourth time in a row, we've tried to hit that first play on the outside of that front line.
Here's that hurry-up offense by the Indians. Case calls for it again, hands it off to Kenny. Kenny to the right side, falls forward, and I guess we're going to see number 10 all night long here on that Richwood. We'll try to get a roster if we can. There was nobody up here earlier. The PA guy just got up here himself, so third down now and about 5 yards for the Indians.
Little kick play right there by the Indians trying to get up the middle. Of course, number 10 not being blocked on the tackle there for the Rams.
As they're trying to figure out where the ball is set. Okay, third down now for the Indians. Case Malone again, first carry of the game was himself, then he hands it off to Kenny Ponche. So let's see what third down brings for the Indians. They hand it to Kenny, and Kenny hit immediately as soon as he gets the ball at that 30-yard line. That's going to be a loss of maybe about 2 yards, brings up fourth down, and out comes the punt team.
That outside backer for the Rams blitzed in between the guard and the tackle, and, Rams are being in that 4-man front, so they double-teamed the 3-tech for the Rams, and the linebacker went in untouched.
Here we go, Ethan Bridges punting here. First time this year that Tioga has gone a 3-and-out to open up the ball game. And fourth down and about 6 yards. Ethan Bridges back. Tarver yeah, there we go. Okay. Ethan Bridges in the back. Tucker Landry is the long snapper here. Ethan with the punt. Pretty good punt there. It's going to land at 40. It takes a Richwood bounce, but Rose is there. So we'll start it here again. 3-and-out for the Indians, so we're going to take a quick commercial break here on 446 Sports. We'll be right back. Richwood's going to be on offense. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now.
Here we go, Richwood on offense. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Tall quarterback there, and they're going to hand the ball off. And he finds a seam to the outside. He's going to go to the house to the 20, 10. And Jackson Tarver can't touch him, can't quite get him. So a big run right there by Richwood.
Well, great job right there. A little counter play right there by the Rams inside the tackle. They ran the same play we ran to start the game, except they went inside the tackle. And they picked up our linebackers right there, and he was off to the races. Tarver was on the other hash and couldn't get across quick enough. It looks like number 12 with the red protected top on that helmet there. And it looks like they're going – are they going to go for 2?
Yeah, they're going for 2 here. Is a 56-yard touchdown run. Again, the first play of the game for the offense of Richwood. Kind of reminiscent of last week here as far as on the defense until they get adjusted. And then but they're going to hand it off to him again. And he's going to be stopped short here. So the 2-point conversion is no good as it's early on. Can't even see the scoreboard. This is crazy. 9:54 left here, and it just started here. 9:54 in the first quarter. 6-0 Richwood. We'll leave it here as well.
Well, we've seen this before. We saw it last week. Billy, they came out, Richwood came out and ran a play off tackle. And, again, it's all about adjustments. And I know Coach Mooter's over there talking on the headsets back on to the coaches on the field. And we'll make some adjustments right here. But offensively, a little not normal for us to come out and not drive down and score. So this is the first time. So we'll see what we do on this second series on the offensive side here.
Yeah, just kind of stagnant there on that first drive. Wasn't a lot of pressure getting put as far as, on that defensive front. And just they were just coming through there with that untouched. So I know Coach Book's going to get that offensive line rolling as well here as we're getting ready for kickoff. Last time they kicked it off to start the game, it was a line drive right underneath one of our up men. And so let's see what they got on the special teams kick. And it's the same style of kick. This time it looks to be Karlinski Lloyd's going to get this one. to the right side. He cuts back and runs into his own guy. He had a little bit of seam right there, but he ran into Caden Conklin, and so the Tioga will get the ball right around that 32-yard line.
Yeah, good job right there by Karlinski. Of course, they had it sealed up on the edge. He tried to cut back and, of course, ran into his own guy. But let's see what Case and the Indians on offense have on this series here.
First drive, 3 and out, 3 running plays for the Indians. And 2 of those 3 plays was Richwood in the backfield. And here we go as Case Malone calls. There's going to be the man in motion is Curvin. They're going to give it to Curvin. Curvin cuts back up the middle. Curvin to the outside. Curvin's got a seam to the right side to the 50. Cuts back up and pushed out of bounds right around that 40-yard mark. So a good play right there by the senior wide receiver, Curvin Johnson, and that picks up a Tioga first down.
Yeah, good job of getting in that little jet sweep motion and running that little pass to Curvin, and then he did a great job of reading the flow of the defense and cut it back across the grain and was able to pick up a huge first down right there.
Here we go. Case Malone hands it off to Ponche. Ponche finds a good carry right there. Kenny for a 12-yard gain here. And now that offensive line to Tioga is starting to get some pushback on that defensive front of Richwood.
Couple pancake blocks right there by that offensive line to give that 12-yard run right there by Kenny with his second touch of the night.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Indians here. Case Malone in the shotgun. Tarver Landry swaps over to that right side, then he blocks to the outside, but no, he's going to catch it. That's a beautiful little screen pass. Tarver Landry lowers his shoulder, and tackle made by number 4, but that's a pickup of 8 yards.
Great job right there by Case to get that defensive end to continue to chase him, and he just lofted it over his head for a big, huge pass right there in the flats for a big gain on first down.
Here we go. Case Malone in the shot. 2 receivers top of your screen. At the bottom of your screen is Shelton. They give it to Kenny. Kenny's got a lot of room right there and just tripped up at the ankles. Good block right there for Tioga. That is number 51. That's Hayden Laborde. And that block by Hayden allows Tioga to get another first down here and extend the drive.
Great job right there by Laborde to get to that linebacker number 10 right there and put a helmet on him to keep him from making that tackle.
Case drops back. He rolls out to the right side. Oh, there's got to be a hold right there, but they don't call it. And pass intended for Christian Isles, but, man, they were all over Curvin Johnson on that right side. Linebacker was grabbing that jersey. The officials did not see it, so to bring up second down. Or is it? I don't see a flag on the field, but they're looking like it's it should be second down.
Yeah, they're actually tossing the ball, and he threw that one on the track. But, yeah,
okay.
Johnson was definitely being held. He's wanting a flag, but, of course, flow away from him. The backside officials aren't going to throw that most of the time on you.
Second down now for the Indians. Ball inside the 20, so Tioga in the red zone. Case Malone is your quarterback. Good to see. Rolls up, steps into the pocket, throws it. He's got Curvin Johnson one-on-one. And oh my goodness, he catches it but just steps out. And I tell you, you can't get much closer to a touchdown than that right there.
That was a great pass right there by Case, just a few inches out of that corner of that end zone. Of course, you got to look at the height differential between him and that cornerback, very similar to the mix kid from Pineville last week. So Curvin's just definitely got some inches on him. Case threw it up to him and just missed it from getting that foot down in the corner of the end zone.
He had to have just barely missed it there. That was pretty close here. Third down now for Tioga. 2 receivers top of your screen is Curvin and Angelo. And it looks like Christian Isles is going to be in that halfback spot in there. He's going to roll out. Case has got to get rid of it. He does. Christian Isles, he does, but he gets right back to about maybe a gain of 1 yard. And that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Indians.
Great job right there by Richwood to send pressure off the edge right there, get in Case's face, not give him a lot of time to see the second receiver that was actually about 8 yards further down than Christian was, but he had to dump it off to Christian. Now we're looking at a 4th and 9 right here.
Yeah, and they're going to come out. Field goal unit comes out for Ethan Bridges. So here we go. Looks to be about a 28-yarder. Ball's at the 16-yard line. Here we go. Ethan Bridges with the field goal here. Holder is Christian Isles. There's the snap. Kick is up. And kick is no good, wide right. So Tioga does not get any points on the board after that very, very good drive So as time keeps going, 7:27 left here in this opening quarter. It is Richwood 6, Tioga 0. We'll be right back here on 446 Sports. We're back here as Richwood's second series of the game. Man in motion is number 1, cuts back up. And we got flags early here. See what the white hat here has to say. False start on the offense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down. So illegal procedure actually there on the call.
Well, all we got to do defensively is just settle down, do what we do, and get the ball back here in decent field position for the offense to come back on for that third possession. But we'll see what we do here.
Here we go in the shotgun. They got 3 receivers top of the screen here, and hard count. Let's see if they Tioga jump, but I don't know if the offensive looked like maybe the right tackle might have. Nope, they're going to call that on Tioga. So we're back where we started here. Deja vu. First and 10 now for Richwood. Defensive end there. I think that was Champion, wasn't it? Jumped.
It was.
Yeah. First and 10 for the Richwood Rams here. Same formation, 3 receivers top of your screen. Tioga jumped again, or was that?
I'm not sure.
They're going to talk about it, yet because Tioga is pointing at Richwood. Richwood's pointing at Tioga. Let's see what the official call is going to be. That's going to be on Richwood. So 3 tries at it right here. We're back to 1st and 15 now at the 15-yard line. And let's see what this Tioga defensive front can get some pressure here on Richwood. It's going to end up being the longest first quarter of the year here if we keep this up, huh?
That's right.
Tioga didn't budge that time. Here we go. Same formation, 3 receivers top of your screen. They hand it off to that running back. This time, he's hit hard.
It looks like the ball came loose and he was able to recover. That's number 12 for the Richwood Rams. They tried to run that same play that he scored on the first time, just went to the Tioga sideline instead of to their sideline.
Lost 2 yards on that one, so now it is 2nd down and 17 here. So good job right there by Tioga getting into the backfield and wreaking some havoc there. So 2nd and long now for the Rams. Garrett there on the bottom of your screen. Or excuse me, Bates on the bottom of your screen on the DB here. They trying to get to the outside. That's got to be a holding, right? There it is. Yeah. Okay. I mean, Rose was there ready to hit somebody, and the jersey was tugged and pulled back. So, but where they tackled him, they might just, wave off that penalty.
Yeah, because it'll be half the distance.
It's only
to the
half
goal.
the distance, yeah, and you might as well get that down here and bring it 3rd down. Let's see what the Tioga sideline tells them. I would, but again, I'm not the coach. And they're looking at Tioga. I would say no, thank you on that. Let's take the down. And that's exactly what they're going to do. He must have heard me. He's watching on 446 Sports. Coach Chris is watching on 446 Sports. We know it. I see that phone in your hand, Coach. 3rd and long now. Here we go. Nothing over the top if you're Tioga defense. They hand the ball off, and he's hit immediately by number 5, Tarver Landry, with a big stick right there. Him and Chase Thomas as well, number 93, with the tackle, and they force a 4th and long here, and they're going to be punting out of their own end zone.
And we've seen this 3 weeks in a row where our defense has given up a quick touchdown, and then all of a sudden they just put the clamps down. So I don't know if they're playing a little cat and mouse game. Feel like that we're going to give, and then we just shut them down that second series. It seems like it has happened 3 games in a row, and did a great job right there by penetrating into that backfield and shutting that running back down.
Yeah, the adjustments are definitely being made here as he is deep into his end zone. And, that could have been – Rose was almost there, but he didn't want to let's see what Jackson Tarver does. Is still on his feet. Look at Jackson Tarver. He's into the house all the way down into the end zone. And my good Jackson Tarver with a 40-yard punt return. And that's Tioga scores first right there, Jackson Tarver.
Well, and not only that, but special teams.
Yes.
Remember, we talked about it, and we've been talking about all 3 phases of the game. And now the Tarver picks up the offense right there by taking that 40-yard punt return after he let it bounce.
Yeah.
Let that punt team get down there, and then he made a few moves and put his foot in that turf, and then he was off to the races.
Jackson Tarver trying to get that Southern Air cool play of the game. He's already got one this year, so we want to make sure he's trying to get something else here. Oh, excuse me, he got the 446 player of the game. Yeah, earlier in the season. He got the KLB play of the game, though, in that same game. Here we go. Ethan Bridges comes out here to kick the extra point and try to get Tioga this lead here with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first quarter. Bridges' kick is up. That should be money right there, and it is. So 5:40 left in the first quarter. Tioga takes the lead 7-6 over Richwood. We'll be right back here on 446 Sports.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community.
Welcome back, everybody, here. Tioga strikes. Punt return of 40 yards by Jackson Tarver to the house. Tioga takes the lead after the Ethan Bridges extra point. 7-6 now over Richwood. Of course, Richwood forces a 3-and-out on Tioga's first drive of the game. Their first carry is to the house by number 12, 56-yard touchdown run. Tioga gets it back right here with the punt return, and they field the ball at the 10-yard line. And he's hit hard right there by the Tioga defenders. That is, let me see who that is. Trying to get, yeah, that's Fisher. Trayshawn Fisher hit hard right there. And again, that Tioga defense, after getting that opening drive, or opening play, should I say, to the house, have kind of settled in a little bit here, and some big plays on that last possession by the Tioga defense.
It's tough as a team. You come off such a high game like a Pineville game to come out with that same type of energy that we've seen the first 3 weeks.
Yep.
We're looking a little sluggish, but we're definitely picking up the momentum and the tempo right now, offensively and defensively. I think you'll see it.
Rams going to have 3 receivers top there, 2 receivers. So they're running a 5-man receiving core here. So as you're going to see Rose kind of drop back in coverage, and they're going to do the quick throw to the outside, and he breaks some tackles. That's number 81, but he cannot get by number 23 for Tioga. That's, again, Trayshawn Fisher for the Indians here. After the special teams tackle, he makes the tackle here, pickup of about 5 yards.
Yep, Tioga staying in that zone defense right there, and all they did was run a little 3-receiver hitch route on different levels, and we were able to corral that receiver quickly.
2nd and 5 now for the Rams. Here we go. They are in the shotgun. 2 receivers bottom of your screen, and 1 at the top. They hand the ball off, and he finds a couple yards here, but then brought down really hard by A.J. Adams the senior defensive nose tackle right there. Also in on the tackle, Sajavion Champion. Pickup of maybe 1 to 2 yards, going to bring up 3rd and short.
Champion doing a great job of holding his ground right there on the edge. But Joe Rose is coming up and setting that edge and forcing him now to turn it back inside, where previously on the first touchdown that they scored, we didn't really have an edge setter there.
Yeah.
And this time, or now, you see that Fall and Rose are both setting the edge, forcing that running back inside.
3rd and short now for the Rams. Still first quarter action. Tioga on top 7-6 here against Richwood. 3rd down. And let's see if this defensive front for Tioga can get some of there, and they to the backside. Breaks it to the right, should I say, pushed out of bounds by Bates, but that's going to be enough to move the chains. That'll be a Richwood 1st down. Appreciate everybody tuned in on watching here on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you go and hit like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, and it helps expand 446 Sports. We're reaching everywhere. We got so many people. We got a lot going on tonight. We got coaches shows rolling for Buckeye, for Ash, and of course Tioga here playing on a Thursday night here in Monroe at Richwood High School. As 1st and 10 for the Rams. Calls for it, handed off. He cuts back to the right side, but this time Tioga's got a host of defenders here. Only a pickup of maybe 2 yards. And a good job right there by the defensive front for Tioga.
That's a great job right there by Fall, Phil and Cohen Henry coming in from the middle of that middle backer position right there and just feeling it and running right into the arms of Jones right there. Thomas.
We got 2nd down now. They're kind of in that hurry up now as well for the Richwood Rams. Garrett's going to move over and help with the wide receiver. So they spread it out for sure. And one of the strengths of this Tioga defense is that defensive front. So A.J. Adams, him and Champion can wreak some havoc here. Him and Chase Thomas, they throw it. And good coverage right there by Bryson Fall. Of course, Bryson didn't hear a whistle. If you don't hear a whistle, you ain't supposed to stop tackling.
No, and and he's not. Bryson Fall did a great job. They made a quick adjustment right there, right before the snap of the ball. They called a check, and so did the guys in the secondary for the Indians. They checked off, and we were right there on that quick curl route.
3rd down now, 3rd and 7 for the Rams. Here we go. That press coverage right there. Boy, look at him creeping. You seen Bryson Fall up there at the top of your screen, creeping down there, trying to confuse this Richwood Rams offense.
Showing pressure, but I think we're going to back off and play inside zone on him.
And he does just that. They're going to throw it over the top. And, man, wide open. And that's a 1st down for the Rams. Found a little soft spot right there and just over the you had a linebacker on one of the wide receivers. You had Rose covering that wide receiver, and he just teardropped it right over Rose's head.
Yeah, they ran a little post rail with the inside receiver and the outside receiver, and Rose was in a man, tied in man with him right there.
Here we go, 1st and 10. They hand the ball off. Finds the seam, and then just absolutely wrecked by Jackson Tarver. First man there was kind of slowing him down. That's Cohen Henry. And then Jackson Tarver cleaned it up on the outside. So no gain on the play is going to bring up 2nd down.
Again, Tarver coming down from that secondary position full speed, and he's able to get that momentum going and push that running back to keep it at a 2nd and 10.
2:41 left here in this first quarter. Tioga on top 7-6 over Richwood, but they are doing a good job here on this drive. Are the Rams keep getting into 3rd and long and making some good plays here. And again, 2 receivers top, 2 receivers at the bottom here for Richwood. So here we go. Quarterback is in the shotgun. That's number 5. He drops back looking to throw. And Tioga ball comes out. And I think he was able to grab. I think he was able to come up with it, but his helmet comes off. And it looks to be Tarver Landry jumping in there as well, trying to make something happen. But they do recover, but a big loss on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Great job right there of sending Fall and Rose off the edges, and he tried to step up. Well, you know who you stepping up into. You got Adams, you got Thomas, you got Champion, and you got, of course, Landry right there. So when you're stepping up into a big wall of Indians.
5 had to come out of the game. Their starting quarterback has to come out at least one play here. So number 9 is now in the, 19 is in at quarterback for Richwood. It's 3rd and long now. And let's see if this Tioga defense can force a punt here deep, after giving up a lot of big plays on this drive.
Well, Coach calls timeout.
Yep.
Coach Geist does because we're doing a great job of adjusting after they make a check, and it's really confusing at quarterback. They're trying to do a pre-read offensive call right there, and once again, we did a great job of making those adjustments. And look, it's a big down right here, a huge sack on that play.
Yep.
Got them behind the chains, so we'll see what happens when they come out of this timeout.
7-6, Tioga on top of Richwood here. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football, brought to you by King Stop Chevron and Chevron on 2080's proud title sponsors of your Tioga Indians. We got a good crowd of Tioga Indians out there, as well as you can see across the field. You can see that Tioga faithful travels very, very well. And, of course, the Band of Indians is here as well. 7-6 here early on here in this ball game. First quarter action. Minute 14 left here. You literally got to lean almost out of the window to even see the scoreboard here.
We'll have to make an adjustment.
Yeah,
here.
we will. We will. We already have an idea. Y'all don't know at home, but we talking about it up here. We got some ideas. So here we go. 3rd and long now for the Rams. Nothing over the top if you're Jackson Tarver. And here we go. They're looking to pass. That's number 19. He rolls out to the left side, and the throw is made and brought out of bounds, but we got a flag all the way back at that 45. That's normally in the area of holding. But Tioga's looking like they're shaking their head like they're not a fan of it.
Well, I tell you what, Tucker Landry got in that got into the back of that backfield, and there's going to be holding. But I'll tell
Richwood,
you, Tucker was in there, and he was giving that quarterback a chase, and
that's why he was shaking his head. I thought that it was maybe the flag was thrown on them, but no, he was mad because they kept holding him. He couldn't get to that quarterback.
Absolutely, he come in there with the steam rolling, and I'm not sure why they moving the ball.
Well, I think he said he didn't want the penalty. He didn't want the holding call. So
yeah, but they were way behind the chains before that. So
they threw it. He caught it, and that's where he got tackled.
Bad.
Yeah, so it's going to be 4th and 11 now. Tioga waved off the penalty, and I don't know what Coach Chris was. You seen him coming out on the field. He didn't like that defense, I think. So Tioga calls the time, and we'll keep it here as well. 7-6. It looked like he was dancing when he came out there.
I tell you what, he couldn't get out on that field fast enough. That's the Coach Chrisman we know.
That's exactly right.
He gets that fire going in him, and look, he's trying to get that group fired up. Again, we talked about this. Hey, you coming off of 3 games in a row where we come out just guns blazing, and we've come out starting slow. Our first 2 possessions, first one we had a punt, second one missed a field goal, and then we had the punt return for a touchdown. And really, besides that,
hasn't done it,
we really haven't got going yet, and that's on both sides. And he's just trying to get his team fired up and get hey, look, you need to, these guys come out to play tonight. Richwood, Rams, there might be 1 and 2, but they are a very good team, and they do a great job. Coach Geist does a great job with his guys. We saw them warming up before the game, and you could see those coaches saying, hey, we're going to do it this way. And they were talking to their own guys just during the warm-ups, just telling them, hey, you're not doing it that way. You're going to do it our way. So, they got good discipline here, and you can see it already in this first quarter. But we'll see what happens right here on 4th and 11.
Yeah, here we go. 4th down now for Richwood. They are going for it here. Man in motion, that's number 1. He's going to go to that left side, back to the right. They're going to fake the little screen. That's a good screen pass right there. And he's got room and still on his feet and still going, and there's going to be a penalty. It looks like it'll be a flag. It'll be a holding, but we'll see what the play is because it was where it was at.
Well, they threw it from Richwood's side, and the ball was actually on the other half.
I saw the flag on the far side, too, so I didn't see the one on the front side. Yep.
So this one came right here where you're kind of blinded by this. Remember, you got your 40, I got my 40. He threw it here, and the coaches from Richwood were already screaming as soon as it came out of his pocket, but we'll see what the call is.
Here we go. Again, that play prior to the flags being thrown out would have been enough for a first down, but it looks in the area of holding. And they're backing it up. And the Richwood fans not too thrilled about that. Oh, so they're going to replay the down. Personal foul against Tioga, holding against Richwood. So those two penalties will negate each other, and it'll bring up 4th and 11 again, so they got a mulligan.
Yeah, there's no doubt it was personal foul down here by the Tioga Indian guy, because you don't throw a flag that far away from the play when it has no issue with it.
Here we go, 4th down now. Number 19 still into the ball game, and there's another flag. False start. That'll back him up. That's humongous, because now that'll back him up to be 4th and 16. I don't know what Richwood's going to do, but that might be change your plan and let's punt the ball away and kind of, pin Tioga down inside the 20.
Well, I can tell you they're bringing in the quarterbacks, or actually bringing in another receiver.
A receiver, yeah. I think they're going for it. So Tioga, if they can get a big stop right here, can get pretty good field position to start this next drive here. 4th and long here for the Indians. And a low snap, but there's some pressure. And what a tackle by guess who? Mr. Cohen Henry.
Big play right there by Cohen Henry, just a monster blitz right there, came right up the middle untouched, and what a huge turnover by the Indian defense right there on 4th and long.
Shane ain't moved away from that camera yet until that play right there. He jumped up and down, gave a fist pump, and a huge sack right there by the senior captain, Cohen Henry, and gives Tioga the ball here. And now we get it all the way at the 47-yard line. And so field position is definitely beneficial right now for Tioga.
Well, we need to put together a good drive right here, go into drive this through the second quarter and burn some time off this clock, and let's get that Indian offense going right here.
47 seconds left here in this first quarter. Tioga on top 7-6. Great stop again by this Tioga defense. Case Malone in the shotgun. He's dropped back. He's looking to throw. Angelo Shelton at the bottom there. He gets it. Oh, I'd love to see him go out of bounds, but that's okay. Good pickup, and that's going to be enough to move the chains and be another Tioga first down.
Nobody could see it, but, man, he sold it. He showed go, and then he put his feet in the ground, and he had that under and over coverage on him, and he threw a nice Case threw a nice curl route pass to him right there to get the huge first down.
Case let go of it before Angelo even turned around, and Angelo was wide open here, so a big first down for the Indians. And now Bryson Falls going to move over to that right side. And there's that toss to Kenny Ponche. Ponche to the right side and hit hard right there by the big fella, number 3. And that's going to pick up about 1 yard, and that's probably going to be the end of the first quarter. We got 9 seconds as the clock continues to run. I think Tioga will be okay. So we're going to take a break here as we get ready to start this second quarter. But Tioga on top, 7-6 on 446 Sports.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
And now we've got 4th and 3. And we'll see what we call here offensively, Coach Landry and those Indians.
I love the going for it right here. 4th and short here. Maybe try a hard count first and see what happens. You've been able to fall forward pretty good with Kenny Ponche running the ball. You got Tarver Landry in there at that hatchback stop. So now he swaps over to that right side. You follow that lead blocker. That's going to be Case to the rolls out. That's Tarver again. Landry on his feet falls forward down to about the 21-yard line. But that's enough to move the chains, and another Tioga first down.
Well, great call right there. Play action pass right there to keep those linebackers hit at home and got Tarver to slip out in the flats right there. All we needed was 3. He ended up picking 6 or 7 yards up right there. So a huge first down, and you can see the momentum in that offense right now as they get going here in the 4th possession.
First down now for the Indians. Case Malone in the shotgun. Quarterback keeper, Case keeps it himself up the gut, still on his feet, gets a hard hit, but gets all the way down to that 15-yard line, and a pickup of about 8 yards for Case Malone, brings up 2nd and short.
Great job right there by the offensive line to double team to those backers, get those backers out of the play. Unfortunately, Case needs to lower his shoulder when he gets to those safeties because they're coming down here pretty good.
Case hands it off, that's Ponche. Ponche cuts out to the left side, he's got a seam. Ponche falls forward and just short of the goal line, but it'll bring up 1st and goal to go for the Indians. Kenny Ponche with a big carry, and now we are in real right there by the end zone here, and let's see what Tioga draws up. They got a lot of weapons to use right here, Coach.
Yep, great job by Coach Brumfield, Coach Book, getting that offensive line to get those feet moving and giving those running backs some room to run now.
Case Malone with Kenny to his left side. They give it to Kenny. Kenny lowers the shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Kenny Ponche. Touchdown, Tioga.
Great job. Went back to the same play call right there, and what an unbelievable job by Ponche as he had 2 guys on him to get into that 1 yard. All we needed was 1. He got it, and now we're up 13-6.
Pinning that extra point. Yes, sir. Here we go. Ethan Bridges coming back into missed a 26-yard field goal on the 2nd drive here, but it was lights out on that first extra point. And here we go. Christian Isles is the holder here. There's the hold. There's the kick. It's up. And it is good. 10 minutes, 13 seconds left here in this 2nd quarter. Tioga extends their lead 13-6 over Richwood. We'll be right back on 446 Sports. Welcome back, everybody. 10-13 left here in the 2nd quarter. Tioga up 14-6 over the Richwood Rams as the 1-yard touchdown run by Kenny Ponche extends the lead. Here comes Ethan Bridges with the kickoff and kicks it deep, and guess where? Into the end zone, and a beautiful kick by Ethan Bridges. And touchback again, and that's a huge weapon to have for the Tioga Indians.
It is good, and you know, you got to love Ethan Bridges. Got to visit with him a couple weeks ago at the coaches show, and just that young man's confidence and his energy, even though he missed that extra point the field goal, the first time, it doesn't faze him. He just bounces back, and he knows what he needs to do. And hey, those things happen. But for him to give that touchback, not to let it get in the hands of those guys on that kickoff team. So defensively, we need to have a big stop right here and give the offense a great opportunity to score again before halftime.
Here we go, 14-6. Tioga on top of Richwood. They score a fumble, and they toss it off, and then we got a flag. They're going to say when he grabbed it, his knee was down. So that's going to be a big sack, and that should go to Chase Thomas, number 93, should get that sack here. So good on the young man, Mr. Chase Thomas, with a sack early on here in the 2nd quarter.
Thomas getting in that backfield. Of course, it was a decent snap, I thought. I think the quarterback just dropped it, but, you know, Thomas just doing a great job right there. Chase just doing a great job of getting in that backfield.
Here we go, second down now and about 15 for Richwood, pinned back in their own territory. They're going to drop back. They're looking to throw. Oh, it falls down, but see if there's a flag. No, that's incidental. Looked like the feet kind of got tangled up between both of the, that was Rose. And again, they're coming at those linebackers for sure. They're not going really throwing at our safeties or our DBs, but they are throwing at the linebackers.
Yeah, they are. And what we're doing is we're trying to cover them in that 4-3 defense we have, and we're not getting it. They're getting into us too quick, and that quarterback's got an arm now.
Yeah,
we watched him warm up earlier before the game. He can sling it, so I'm waiting to see if he can get him a deep one here.
Third and long here, and Tioga just making sure nothing over the top here. As for Tioga, again, in that safety position, you got David Garrett and Jackson Tarver. Cohen Henry right there in the middle of the mix trying to read everything. He drops back in coverage. They're throwing it deep, and they got a man. And he caught it at the 50 and absolutely beat right there.
Trayshawn Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher gets beat over the top. And we just said it right over, nothing over the top. But those safeties are playing up so much. I'd like to see him drop back a little bit. That's a big touchdown right there for Richwood.
Yeah, we knew the quarterback had an arm, like I said, number 5. I saw him warming up in the pregame, and I tell you, it didn't take him long. You know, we were playing bump and run on the outside, and he did a great job of getting behind Fisher, that wide out, and a huge response right there by the Richwood Rams with 9:50 left in the second quarter. They're going for 2 to try to tie it up here at 14 apiece.
I think they struggle with the kicking game, is very similar to last year. I think they did a lot of this last year as well. So they're going to go for the 2 point. You're going to see it pretty much every time, going for the 2-point conversion. And a beautiful throw and a catch right there as they hand the ball off. He cuts up the middle and hit immediately by Champion. And that 2-point conversion is no good. So 9:50 left here in this second quarter. Tioga on top, 14-12 over Richwood. This is 446 Sports production of Tioga Indians Football, brought to you by King Stop Chevron and 28 East Chevron. We're going to leave it here as we get ready for the kickoff here from the Richwood Rams. And that's tough. You got them pinned back 3rd and long. And over the top, a beautiful throw by the quarterback.
Yeah, he did a great job. It's 1, 2, 3, get rid of it. And all they did was run a little go route with the bump and run. And the receiver did a great move. And, you know, Fisher trying to jam him, and he did. Fisher jammed him.
Yep.
But he put some air under it and was able to get him to run under it. And I'm not sure if he didn't step out of bounds. I'd love to see that again on a replay. But it looks like Fisher did a great job of jamming him to the sidelines. But didn't see it, and great catch, throw and catch, and it's 14-12 now with 9:50 here to go in the second quarter. If you notice, it's gotten louder. Billy and I have actually stepped out into the bleachers so we can actually see the game, because, again, we were in a 3x3 box, Billy, and we couldn't see nothing.
I had to lean out of the window just to see the scoreboard, and so try to keep up with the time for everybody here. So it is going to be a little louder in the headsets. But 9:50 left here in this second quarter, and both of the times that they have kicked the ball off, it has been stingers underneath the legs of Rose and the middle up man right there. So let's see what they do it again. And that one's going to be a little bit, that's going straight to Curvin. Curvin fields that one at the 25-yard line. Curvin Johnson to the outside, trying to follow some blockers. Curvin Johnson across midfield, gets pushed out of bounds, jumps over the bench, high-fives some people in the stands, and Tioga will start with really good field position right here on their 4th drive of the night.
We needed that right there. You know, first 2 possessions, we had a punt and a field goal. 3rd possession, we were able to score. This is our 4th opportunity offensively. But what great field position to be on Richwood's 40. Looks like it's going to be, well, it looks like they're going to be right on the 50.
Right midfield.
Right at midfield. So a great return right there to give us a short field, and need to get right here. We need to drive down, burn a little bit of this clock, and put that ball in the end zone right here.
Absolutely. Kick it into Curvin Johnson is a very dangerous thing. Here we go. Case Malone. He tosses it to Ponche. Ponche cuts up the middle, back to the right side. Kenny Ponche's got some room to the 30. keeps trucking, still never goes down. They finally bring him out of bounds right around that 32, 33-yard line, and that's enough to move the chains at another Tioga first down.
Looked like number 3, 4, and 6 for Richwood, and Kenny could have gone out of bounds. He said, nah, I'm going to lower my shoulder, and we're going to see how many Richwood Rams we're going to take down with me, and that's exactly what he did.
They handed off to Kenny again after Curvin was in the motion, and look at Kenny just finding seams. That big offensive line of Tioga Indians pushing them back here, and pickup of 8 yards on that carry.
Sending Johnson in motion, what does it do is takes that secondary and it shifts them, and then all they had was linebackers left, and Kenny did a great job of putting his foot in the ground, and it looks like the Rams are going to call timeout right here as we picked up two plays, and we picked up over 20 yards here on the 4th possession in the second quarter with 9:13 left to go.
Yeah, Kenny Ponche following those blockers by Tioga, big offensive line. And, again, we're starting to see that push that Tioga offensive line has done all year long, of just pushing that defensive front backwards. And all Kenny's doing is reading that defense, seeing where them blocks are, and he finds that seam, and he's gone.
He is. He's doing a great job of letting the linemen get to their blocks, letting the blocks develop. And then now we're getting to that second level, which is what Coach Book and Coach Brumfield teach. Hey, you're going to drive your feet to the next level. You're going to pick up the next guy with a different color jersey and let Kenny stay behind you. And they are doing a great job. Well, Ponche is doing a great job of just letting the linemen do their job.
Second down and about 3 here for the Indians. 2 receivers top, one in the bottom of your screen. That is Curvin. And Jackson Tarver, they comes back and spins. He hits that circle button, but he runs into a wall. And that big fella right there absolutely threw Tarver back, number 52, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, love the motion, love the play call, but unfortunately
he ran into a nose tackle.
He ran into the nose tackle that must not have been double teamed, and man, that big fella was waiting on him.
3rd and still manageable here for the Indians here. Case Malone looks to the sideline. Kenny Ponche to the left. Christian Isles and Angelo Shelton at the top. Curvin Johnson, he is in motion. They're going to give it to Curvin. Curvin cuts back up the middle, and then there is absolute power right there by that defensive front. And back to the line of scrimmage, but brings up 4th down.
Well, you know, we've seen this before, 4th and short, little play action pass, get the ball out into the flats, make those linebackers sit, and that, you know, not sure what Coach Landry's going to call right here, but, you know, we've got the H back. Well, Christian is actually in the slot.
Watch Christian right here, a little soft spot in the zone, maybe something, just sit down and turn, and he's open. And Christian, Angelo Shelton catches it and gets absolutely rocked, but holds on to the ball, and that's enough to move the chains, and another Tioga first down.
Great job right there by Angelo to hold on to that. He took a lick, but you know what? He knew what he needed to do. He knew where the sticks were, but he set in that coverage, in that zone coverage, and was able to make a huge catch to get us a huge first down right here, keep the ball going.
Christian Isles blocked and then went out for the pass. He was their first option, but Angelo sat down in that little zone, found a wide open, and first down's Tioga. Curvin again, and they flip it to him. He's following Kenny Ponche's block to the outside. Kenny laid him out. Curvin Johnson gets the first down, steps out of bounds at that 5-yard line. What a shot right there by Kenny Ponche in the block.
Well, that free safety came downhill, but he didn't realize who was coming around the edge of that pulling guard, and that was Ponche, and Ponche just pancaked him.
First
you want that single stack or you want a double stack pancake, because he just put 2 people down right there.
Kentrell Bates comes into the game. He's at the bottom of your screen now. Kenny Ponche is to the right of Case, and they hand it off to Kenny again. Kenny fighting forward. Kenny falls. Let's see if they spot him now. I think they're going to put him right at the 1-yard line, just short of the goal. And it is, so it'll bring up 2nd and goal to go for the Indians. And Kenny Ponche, it looked like he was pretty close to getting into that end zone.
Well, it's definitely not a foot. It might be a half of a foot, but it's definitely not that. But what a great job by Ponche to put his head down and try to get in the end zone right there. But Bates is in the game right here at wide out, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen here.
Push right here. Case Malone. There it is. Oh, did he? Did he get the snap? And
Yes,
he did.
he did.
Case Malone with the 1-yard touchdown run, and Tioga scores here. A great drive right there by the offense.
Hey, like I said, when we got the kickoff, Kerwin Johnson with the huge return to the 50, and then 6 plays later, 7 plays maybe, I think it was 6 plays, and we get that into the end zone. Great job by the Tioga offense to put some more points here on the board with 6:47 left to go in the second quarter.
Case Malone with the 1-yard touchdown run here. I called it before the game. I said Ponche's going to have 2 rushing touchdowns. Case is going to have 2 rushing touchdowns, and Kervin's going to do what Kervin does. And there is looks to be offsides. It is offsides on the Rams. And Tioga will probably just wave that off. And yeah, that's Christian Isles tells them, no, we're good. We're going to keep it right where we're at. So encroachment on the defense. Tioga will say, no, we're good on that one. And we'll go for the extra point again here with Tioga leading currently 20-12, pending this extra point by Ethan Bridges. Tucker Landry, the long snapper. Christian Isles is the holder. Beautiful snap.
On the road in no time. Foreign or domestic, cars, trucks, or SUVs. If you've got a transmission, we've got the solution. Don't let a breakdown break your day. Drive with confidence. Drive with National Transmission. Call now or visit nationaltransmission.com. National Transmission. We get you moving.
Welcome back, everyone, to Richwood as the Rams get ready for 2nd and short. Handoff to the running back right there, but a big play by number.
Is that Javion Champion? Yeah, number 3.
So Javion Champion. What a play right there.
We're trying to, if we're having some issues, we're trying to get it worked out here as well. So, yeah, it brings up 3rd down now and about 7.
So Javion went untouched into that backfield, and it looked like they ran the same exact play they ran before. So here we go. No backs in the backfield. 5 receivers. Quarterback's calling for the snap.
Here we go. Calls, looks at, and it looks like Tioga might have called timeout here with 5:20 left here. We're going to take a timeout while they take a timeout here. Tioga up 21-12 here in the second quarter. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community's spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the good. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, 5:20 left here in this second quarter. Tioga on top, 21-12. Appreciate everybody tuning in here. We had some technical difficulties. We got them worked out, I believe, here as Tioga forces a 3rd and 7. 3rd and 8 here as the big sack right there by Javion Champion loses a couple of yards here. So 3rd down now for the Richwood Rams here with 5:20 left in this second quarter. 2 receivers bottom of your screen, 3 receivers top. And they're looking to throw. It was intended for the number 11, but Kenny Ponche in on the coverage on that side, Coach.
First time we've seen Kenny come in. You know, I was talking with Coach Mooter before the game. He wanted to get Joe Rosen there for the start so Kenny could focus on offense, but it looks like we dialed it up. I think we called timeout to put him in to send him off the edge. Kenny, and I'm going to tell you, the quarterback retreated so fast, if he just gets it to the receiver, it's a one-on-one play right there against Tarver and that receiver, but he couldn't do it because he's too worried about Ponche being in his face right there. So great job by this Indian defense once again to force him to punt. This will be the first time we see him actually punt tonight in their own territory where it's 4th and 8. And nobody else but number 8 is back for the Indians.
Who's already got 1 return for a touchdown and a flag again. And let's see what the call is on there. Boy, let's hope it's against Richwood. And it is 5 yards. I'll back him up. So guess that means Jackson Tarver gets a few more yards here. And let's see what kind of blocking scheme right here the special teams coach Trip Prestige has here. You know he wants to see Jackson Tarver get the ball here. Special teams has been so good. Ever since Tripp took over that special teams, man, they have been absolutely lights out.
Coach Tripp does an unbelievable job with that special teams, and he loves it. And not only is he the special teams coach, he's also the DB coach, and so he's a busy man.
Here we go. See if they kick it away from Tarver, and almost blocked by Bryson Fall, but good punt. Tarver fields it at that 32-yard line, and he runs to the outside. They're just grabbing jerseys, and Jackson Tarver is doing everything he can, and a great return by Jackson Tarver.
Yeah, that young man for Richwood got down there quickly, but he couldn't slow Tarver down by grabbing his bottom of his jersey. But they actually brought in another punter. This guy was a left-footed punter who actually got a really good punt off, just kicked more of a line drive to Tarver, gave him a chance to return it. Anytime you give Tarver a chance to return it, you're giving Tioga a chance to score a touchdown.
Absolutely. Here is we're 5 minutes left here in this second quarter. 21-12, Tioga on top. You know you got to love it. You know it's a really good game, Coach, when the kids that bring iPads that are watching Peppa Pig ain't even looking at the iPad. They're watching the game.
That's right.
You know it's fun night of football here in Monroe, Louisiana. Here we go. Case Malone in the shotgun. Hands it off to Ponche. Ponche breaks one tackle, still on his feet, falls forward to about that 41-yard line, we'll say, and pickup of about 4 or 5 yards for Tioga.
Once again, that nose guard for Richwood in the backfield immediately, and I tell you, if he puts a pretty good lick on Ponche, the handoff between Case and Ponche might have gone bad.
Yeah.
But a great job by Ponche to juke him and pick up some yardage right there.
Kervin Johnson being double teamed at the top of your screen. Angelo Shelton and Christian Isles at the bottom. There's Tarver. He drops back to help block. Case Malone's throwing it. He's got Angelo Shelton. Shelton in and out of the hands, and he had a step. He could have took that to the house if he catches that.
Great throw right there by Case over Angelo's right shoulder and he just couldn't make that adjustment to come down with it. But what a great throw. You know, they were so focused on Kerwin at the top that they're single coverage down here. And, hey, look, Angelo's no baby either now.
That's right.
Don't test him.
He had that big catch to extend the drive earlier on here in this ball game, and Tioga went on to score there. So 4:22 left here in the second quarter. It's going to be third down now for the Indians here, leading 21-12 over Richwood. Case Malone, he drops it. They're going to fake it, roll out to the left side. Case throws it across the body to Christian Isles. What a beautiful catch and throw by Case Malone. Hey, Christian Isles, and that'll move the chains. Hey, let's mark that one because that's a possible Southern Air cool play of the game right there. Rolls out, throws it on the opposite. Man, that's a tough throw right there by Case Malone.
That is a tough throw, but what a great job and he had a man in his face. He threw it about 30 yards down the field to get a huge first down for the Indians right there.
And he drops back. He's looking for Kervin. And this time, hit. That could have been a face mask, but none called here. So the first sack of the night. And he was looking for Kervin Johnson and just couldn't quite get rid of it quick enough.
He was, but let me tell you, who was wide open right down the middle was Christian Isles. He was wide open as they double covered. Christian running a seam right down the middle of the field. So I think you don't think they won't come back to that.
Second and long now for the Indians here. Two receivers bottom of your screen. Kervin Johnson at the top. Kenny Ponche to his left. That is Tarver in the fullback spot. And they hand it off to Kenny following Tarver's block. Kenny taken out by the ankles here, falls forward. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 now for the Indians.
Well, you know, they went to Johnson the previous play, and I'm sitting there watching the safety in the secondary. He's literally backpedaling, and before the ball is snapped, he's 17 yards down the field.
Right.
So there's no, if we throw it to Johnson, he's going to have to fall down, or Kerwin's going to have to go up and get it. But Richwood's done their homework on Kerwin, so
yeah,
we don't know if we're going to get a deep one here. But I tell you what, we're going to spread them out and force them to get those guys out of the box.
And they're moving him into that slot now. It's Kervin Johnson here as Case is looking for him, and he found him right there over the soft spot, right there in the zone. And there Kervin Johnson doing Kervin Johnson things, and still on his feet. And a beautiful play right there by Kervin Johnson. And Case Malone just drops back, sees a little soft spot in the zone, gets it to Kervin, and that moves the chains and extends the drive for Tioga.
Well, you got to feel bad for Richwood, but not really, because they had a really good coverage on him. But Kerwin just hurdled one of those guys, and I'm telling you, those guys aren't little, and he just hurdled one and picked up that first down about 6 more yards after the hurdle there.
Here we go in the shotgun. They hand it off to Kenny Ponche. Kenny falls forward here, picks up about 7 or 8 yards, and brings up second down. Well, I've seen Kervin Johnson dunk flat-footed and be able to dunk. The young man's got hops, so, he can jump over quite a few people here.
Well, it's obvious who we want to get the ball to when we're throwing. It's either Angelo or it's Kerwin deep, and then, of course, Isles sharp. But I'm going to tell you, we're doing a great job of moving Kerwin around.
Yeah, Kervin Johnson to the outside. They hand it off to Kenny Ponche. Ponche busts forward here and, again, moves the chains, and that is another Tioga Indians first down.
Well, earlier in the game, we saw those Richwood linebackers coming downhill, and we don't see that right now.
That's what I said. You start wearing them down.
Yep.
That play that Kenny Ponche earlier, where he chose not to go out of bounds and lower that shoulder, that pays dividends in that third and fourth quarter when these guys get hit in the face all game long. They're not going to be quite as eager to take on that running back. Here we go, first down here, and they toss it to Kervin Johnson. Johnson cuts back up to the right side, and a beautiful tackle right there by Richwood, saving a touchdown. Right there brings up second down.
Yeah, we got in that twins tight formation right there and sent Kerwin in motion to give him the little toss jet sweep, and then he was able to cut back. But what a great job right there by the backside safety to come across and trip him up right there to keep him out of the end zone with a 2nd and 6 to go here for the Indians.
Here we go, second down now for the Indians. Ponche with the carry to the right side, still on his feet, falls forward, and going to get to that 1, maybe 2 yard line, and it'll be first and goal to go for the Tioga Indians.
Well, Kerwin's doing a great job of getting to that right there at the goal line, but for some reason he's getting tripped up. So hopefully, I know coaches, it's either going to be Kerwin or it's going to be Malone here on the play.
Here we go. It's in that power eye now is Case Malone under center, and he hands it off to Kenny Ponche. Ponche fights, and look at him going into the end zone, and a 2-yard touchdown run by Kenny Ponche.
What a great job right there by Kenny to keep his feet driving, to score right there for his second touchdown of the night with 54 seconds left to go here in the second quarter to extend that lead to 27-12. What an unbelievable job by the Indians offense. Last 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. So
figured it out.
Just got to get them going again and just got to get that blood flowing, and that's what we needed. And hey, we're ready to go now.
Adjustments made both on the defensive side and the offensive side here as Ethan Bridges comes. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So with 53 seconds left here in this first half, Tioga extends their lead 28-12. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indians Football, brought to you by Kingstop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, proud title sponsors of Tioga Football. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
When life's got you stuck or your vehicle just won't go, National Transmission has you covered. Whether you need a manufactured or brand new transmission, our expert team will get you shifting gears and back on the road in no time. Foreign or domestic, cars, trucks, or SUVs, if you've got a transmission, we've got the solution. Don't let a breakdown break your day. Drive with confidence. Drive with National Transmission. Call now or visit nationaltransmission.com. National Transmission. We get you moving.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, 53 seconds left in this first half. Tioga 28, Richwood 12 as Ethan Bridges gets ready to kick it off. And he does. This time it might be fielded at the 5-yard line, and it is. And there is missed tackle on the outside, and Champion tackles him from behind here. But Jackson Tarver almost gets him at the 10-yard line, but Champion cleans it up here. 28-12, Coach. Tioga, again, starts off slow. First play of the defensive series here after the 3-and-out by the offense. First play takes it to the house, does Richwood here. And then that Tioga offense started getting some things together. The punt return by Jackson Tarver for a touchdown kind of set off the scoring for the Indians. And the offense now is kind of having their way, mixing in the pass and the run game.
Yeah, we're moving Johnson around on offense, moving him from the outside to the inside, giving him an opportunity to get the ball. And then we're moving him from the middle of the field as a safety and putting him man-to-man on the guy that scored the only touchdown, passing touchdown for the Richwood Rams.
They're handing him off again. That is number 12. He has the red hat there. 16, should I say.
16.
Yeah,
yep.
He picks up maybe a yard, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage here. They don't even give him a gain here. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Cohen Henry right there reading the guard block and steps right into that B gap and makes the play right there on number 16 with that. He's actually got that protected cap on top of his helmet.
Here we go. 2nd and 10 now for the Indians defense. Shotgun is Richwood. Drops it. He hands it off to that right side. And Jackson Tarver's right there, and so is Wesley Sherman. And Sherman and Tarver with the big hit. And that's going to be a pickup maybe of a yard. Brings up 3rd down with 2-1. And that is the end of the first half. And the way this game started with the 3 and out and then the 1 carry all the way to the house, if you would have told me that Tioga would have a big 14-point lead or 16-point lead, I'd say I'd take it in a heartbeat. But halftime, Tioga 28. Richwood 12. We'll be right back on 446 Sports. It's halftime. Grab you a bite to eat because we got a whole nother half to go here on 446 Sports.
Looking for auto service you can trust right here in Sinlaw? Come to National Tire and Auto, your locally owned tire and repair experts with 2 convenient locations. We're proud to serve our community, not just with quality auto care, but by giving back and treating every customer like family. From tires and oil changes to brakes and engine work, we've got you covered. National Tire and Auto. Locally owned, community driven, customer focused. When other dealers judge your past, National Autoplex is here to drive you into your future. We're Sinlaw's only no credit check lease to own dealer, where bankruptcy, bad credit, or no credit is no problem. At National Autoplex, we believe in second chances and fresh starts. If you've got income, you've got options. Come see why more drivers are choosing National Autoplex, where you're more than a credit score. Visit us today or apply online at nationalautoplex.com. National Autoplex. Your ride, your future, your way. Looking for expert glass repair, tinting, or top-notch service? Look no further than Fast Glass. Your local favorite for years, now proud to be part of the National Automotive Group family. Same trusted team, same unbeatable service, now backed by the power and support of National Automotive. Whether it's a chip, a crack, or a complete tint job, Fast Glass gets it done right and gets it done fast. Stop by today or call us at 318 Fast Glass. Clear choice, fast results. At Alexandria Solutions, we believe every strong community starts with healthy minds and healthy families. That's why we're proud to stand alongside Tioga High School as a corporate sponsor. We're here to support the Tioga Indians from the classroom to the playing field, because when students succeed, our whole community thrives. At Alexandria Solutions, we provide compassionate care for mental health and addiction. No referral is needed to make an appointment, and we accept most insurances, because getting help should be simple. Alexandria Solutions, proud to support the Tioga Indians and proud to serve our community. Go Indians! Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today and remember, support local, shop local. Highway 2080 Chevron, King Stop, Fuel Plus, Ball Chevron, and Cougar Stop. At Woodman Life, we believe in standing strong for our communities because together we can build a brighter future. From supporting local schools with resources and scholarships to sponsoring programs that give children the tools they need to succeed, Woodman Life is proud to invest in the next generation. Our members live, work, and serve right here in your hometown, volunteering and making a difference where it matters most. When you see Woodman Life, you see neighbors helping neighbors and a promise to keep giving back. Woodman Life, standing strong for community, standing strong for you.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
ugh, come on.
Seriously? This is so extra.
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com. and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Lori even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Here's an important message for everyone in Central Louisiana experiencing changes in their vision. If you've met this year's Medicare deductible and are experiencing vision changes due to cataracts, then right now is the best and most affordable time to schedule your procedure with the cataract team at Wallace Eye Associates. A new year means a new deductible, so when it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in last dab reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
At Alexandria Solutions, we believe every strong community starts with healthy minds and healthy families. That's why we're proud to stand alongside Tioga High School as a corporate sponsor. We're here to support the Tioga Indians from the classroom to the playing field, because when students succeed, our whole community thrives. At Alexandria Solutions, we provide compassionate care for mental health and addiction. No referral is needed to make an appointment, and we accept most insurances, because getting help should be simple. Alexandria Solutions, proud to support the Tioga Indians and proud to serve our community. Go Indians! When life's got you stuck, or your vehicle just won't go, National Transmission has you covered. Whether you need a manufactured or brand new transmission, our expert team will get you shifting gears and back on the road in no time. Foreign or domestic, cars, trucks, or SUVs, if you've got a transmission, we've got the solution. Don't let a breakdown break your day. Drive with confidence. Drive with National Transmission. Call now or visit nationaltransmission.com. National Transmission. We get you moving. Looking for auto service you can trust right here in Sinlaw? Come to National Tire and Auto, your locally owned tire and repair experts with 2 convenient locations. We're proud to serve our community, not just with quality auto care, but by giving back and treating every customer like family. From tires and oil changes to brakes and engine work, we've got you covered. National Tire and Auto, locally owned, community driven, customer focused. When other dealers judge your past, National Autoplex is here to drive you into your future. We're Sinlaw's only no-credit check lease-to-own dealer, where bankruptcy, bad credit, or no credit is no problem. At National Autoplex, we believe in second chances and fresh starts. If you've got income, you've got options. Come see why more drivers are choosing National Autoplex, where you're more than a credit score. Visit us today or apply online at nationalautoplex.com. National Autoplex. Your ride, your future, your way. Looking for expert glass repair, tinting, or top-notch service? Look no further than Fast Glass. Your local favorite for years, now proud to be part of the National Automotive Group family. Same trusted team, same unbeatable service, now backed by the power and support of National Automotive. Whether it's a chip, a crack, or a complete tint job, Fast Glass gets it done right and gets it done fast. Stop by today or call us at 318 Fast Glass. Clear choice, fast results. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today and remember, support local, shop local. Highway 2080 Chevron, King Stop, Fuel Plus, Ball Chevron, and Cougar Stop.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
ugh, come on.
Seriously? This is so extra.
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right.
Welcome back, everybody. It's halftime. We're getting ready here for third quarter action. Your Tioga Indians lead the Richwood Rams 28-12. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indian Football, brought to you by King Stop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, title sponsors of your Tioga Indians here on 446 Sports. And Coach, Tioga started off a little slow here. First drive, we get the ball. We start, the game. We win the coin toss. We elect to receive. We go 3 and out, and then we punt the ball to Richwood, and their first carry of the game takes it to the house, 56 yards, misses the 2-point conversion, so it's 6-0 Richwood. Then we force them punting, and Jackson Tarver with a 40-yard punt return for a touchdown. The extra point is good, gives Tioga the 7-6 lead. Then Kenny Ponche with a 1-yard touchdown run. Extra point is good. And then Richwood had a long 80-yard touchdown pass over the top on a 3rd and a long. It was like a 3rd and forever. Gives their second points of the game. Yeah, 2-point conversions missed there. And then it's been all Tioga since then. Malone with the 1-yard touchdown run. Kenny Ponche with a 2-yard touchdown run. The defense has been a very, very good, very solid here late in that second quarter. So besides those 2 big plays by Richwood, Tioga has definitely made some adjustments. And the Tioga offense has been able to move the ball down the field methodically, running. And I mean, I'd like to know what the differential there is on how many passing, how many rushing here, because it's got to be pretty balanced.
It's been balanced, and that's what you love about what Coach Landry does on that offensive side. He'll take what the defense gives him, and he does a very good job of that. And then once our offensive line starts wearing on those defensive linemen, then you see us start pushing that ball more inside the tackles, and we did a great job of that after those first 2 possessions. Again, it's a cat and mouse game always, and we've seen that all season long in this short 4-game season, where our defense, will normally give up a big play, and then after that, we make adjustments, and we don't just make adjustments. I mean, you got to understand, our coaches are trying to play several guys out there on both sides of the ball, let everybody get some reps. But when coach has seen enough, we put in the right 11, and we make adjustments that way. And that's the adjustments we make. We're not really changing anything defensively or offensively. We're just moving people around on the offensive side. You saw that with Kerwin Johnson offensively coming into the slot and taking him off the outside because they were double teaming him. It's a lot harder to double team him when he's in that slot. Plus, you can send him in motion, and we did that several times on the jet sweep. And then defensively, you see him out there at the cornerback position, and now we're rolling Tarver down, and we can go man-to-man and keep 9 guys in that box. And I'm telling you, that's the difference. When we've got 9 in the box, nobody can run the ball against us.
Absolutely, yeah. So a lot of guys stepping up here, making big plays. The Javion Champion, we've called his name probably the most tonight here on that defensive side. Cohen Henry's done a really good job. Chase Thomas with a big sack early in the game as well, kind of wreaking havoc. Of course, Rose, Hawkins. Look, Sherman, and just done a great job on this defensive front side. And Case Malone's been able to run this offense very, very well. He gets into a third down and maybe 5 or 6. He's looking at Christian Isles or Tarver Landry here to get something over the middle. Very, very good job here. One throw overthrown a little bit in the end zone early on by Case, but besides that, he has been dead on the money. That rollout to the left side, thrown across his body, 30 yards for the first down to Christian Isles, was absolutely a dagger right there. And that's right now, stay tuned at the end of the game. We'll announce our Southern Air Cool player of the game as Ethan Bridges gets ready here to kick off. And this time a little pooch away from the up man and a bobble by Richwood. He still hadn't picked it up. And oh my goodness, finally recovers it at the 4-yard line. So Richwood's going to be backed up early on here in this third quarter.
What a lonely feeling back there when you're bobbling the ball. I'm telling you, on that turf, just fall on it. He's trying to pick it up, poor fella, and he's trying to get some yards. But, look, you can feel the rumbling coming down your neck. As I don't know who was that on us that made the tackle. I can't see because it's so far away, but – my goodness, you know that poor fella is going, man, just please, ball, just stop moving.
Yeah, any moment your head six could possibly be taken off there as a gunner coming all the way down. Here we go. Again, Richwood backed up deep into their own territory. This is not too far away from where they were at earlier when the long touchdown pass over the top here. And look who's there at the bottom of your screen. That is Kervin Johnson with that press coverage for the Indians. Also Bates at the top there. And they're going to run this one to the left side. And what a tackle right there. And he took it away. Jackson Tarver took it away. Oh, my goodness.
He's going to call him down, but I'll tell you what. I just said it. By being able to take Kerwin and go press man on this outside receiver, it gives – that's the difference, and that's the adjustment. Now you got Tarver 8 yards off the ball instead of 15 yards off the ball. And I'm going to tell you, I think the official blinked because he just stripped him of that ball right there, and somebody's coming in late. That looks like that's Tucker Landry coming in right now at nose or at the shade.
Here we go, second down here. They're going to give him about a 4-yard carry on that last play. Here we go, second down for Richwood, and they're looking to the right side, and they throw. Oh my goodness, almost picked off David Garrett on the coverage, and a silly play right there to give them a first down now on a late hit out of bounds.
Yeah, that was Garrett on that play right there. And look, the whistle blew. The receiver was defenseless. And, that's been a big thing, not only on the high school level, the college level, the pro level. If you're going to sling somebody down, they're going to get you for it. And all he had to do was just let him go, and he did, and he threw him down to the ground, and that gives them an automatic first down on a personal foul call. Gets them deep out of their end zone right there. And, look, those things happen. Shake that off, and let's get let's get 3 downs right here, and let's get this ball back to the offense.
Yeah, I mean, you were doing a great job of coverage there, almost intercepted here, and the personal foul is a 15-yard penalty that resulted in a first down here. So now they're going to go back to hand the ball off to that left side, and a big hit right there. There's Rose.
That's Rose.
And also Cohen Henry on the tackle for a loss of 2 yards there, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 12 now.
They did a great job of getting the H-back to the field side with the running back, both on the same side. Then they did a little counter trying to go back across because we have nobody with them having 2 receivers down here. But what a great job by Thomas and by Cohen just to not be blocked and go down and set that edge. And great play right there. Puts them behind the chains for 2nd down and long.
2nd down for a bubble snap there. Let's see if Tyoga can get on top of it. And it looks like he might have fell on top of it and kept the coverage here, but that's going to be a sack. And a loss on the play is going to bring up 3rd and long now. And a big break right there for the Richwood offense because that could have been an easy turnover here as the quarterback comes off the field. He looks to be shook up a little bit.
I'm going to tell you, the quarterback, he looks like he's about 6'6". So for them to snap it at his ankles, that's a long ways down there to try to scoop that up. And that's the second time it's happened to him. And unfortunately, or fortunately for them, they were able to hang on to the ball.
And it looks like Tioga might have. Did they throw a flag? I don't know if they didn't. They were able to get back, so they did not. It was not encroachment on the defense. 3rd and long here, and look at Kervin Johnson again. Press. Well, I'll tell you, press. He's in his face.
He's pressed down here. Karlinski's pressed at the top, and they're going to call timeout because they tried to check.
Yeah.
But what did defense do for Tioga? They checked also and did a great job right there of making them change the play. And again, that's tough for a coach, especially an offense coordinator, to make a change right there, especially when you're looking at 3rd and 16 right here on your own. Looks like 16-yard line. So you don't want to turn it over right here if you're Richwood. You just want to get the ball out of your corner of the end zone, and you want to try to flip the field position. But, again, tough right here. Great job defensively for the Tioga Indians to come out and start the second half. But need to get that ball, need to be smart right here. Don't give anything deep over the middle, and try to get a punt on this next possession.
Here we go as we get ready here. 3rd and long here for the Richwood Rams. Appreciate everybody tuned in on YouTube watching and giving some comments. Appreciate all the love. We see a lot of people giving some shout-outs to their favorite player. Of course, Thomas and the whole crew. Appreciate for the perks, Mr. Chuck Perkins there giving us some updates on some scores as well. As we're going to roll out to the left side. He's looking to throw. He's got a man over the top. And this time, good coverage right there by David Garrett. Nothing got over him here. Read the pass, adjusted his body back, and great coverage, and forces a 4th down for Richwood.
They went to that same play where they had success earlier in the game. They ran the post rail right here down on their sideline. But the difference, what Garrett did this time was he got to the receiver and got underneath him, and all the quarterback could do is get some air under it, and this time he underthrew him. So great job. Defense is able to get in there after a penalty and get them to force them to punt the ball right here. And looks like we're going to have great field position. Tarver standing on their own 40.
Here we go. Jackson Tarver is at that 40-yard line. Already got 1 touchdown this afternoon here on a return from a punt. And there's the kick. And it's not too shabby there over the head of Jackson Tarver. And bounces just across midfield here. That's going to be stopped at that 49-yard line, and out will come that Tioga offense. So Richwood starts the second half, and the Tioga defense prevails there. It forces the punt, and out will come that Tioga offense, should I say. 9 minutes, 8 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. Tioga on top, 28-12. We're going to keep it here as these referees and umpires, They moving quick, baby. They don't give us time for commercials.
They have no idea we're up here.
Not a clue. They're
probably
not
nor
worried.
do they care if we're up here.
1st and 10 here. Case Malone in the shotgun. 2 receivers is Kervin and Christian Isles. They hand it off to Ponche. Ponche finds the seam. Kenny Ponche dancing, and a good tackle, open field tackle. But that's going to be enough for a Tioga Indians 1st down.
The little things people don't see. Angelo took his receiver about 20 yards down the field, and all that defender thinks is they're throwing a bomb, and there was nobody in the secondary to make that play. So Ponche be able to pick up a huge 1st down for the Indians inside Richwood territory now.
And just clears all that space right there here. 1st and 10 here. There's Tarver Landry in that hybrid spot. They toss it over to Ponche again, following Tarver's block. Kenny Ponche finding some room here and finally drug out of bounds here, but a pickup of about 4 yards. We'll say 5 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd and manageable for the Indians.
That little toss that everybody's going to, trying to get him outside, let him read the pursuit coming at you, and also letting his blockers make those blocks. And so he did a great job of staying behind that wall and picking up 4 yards to go 2nd and 6 here for the Indians.
Here we go. Case Malone in the shotgun. You can hear the band for Richwood as Case Malone throws it over the top. Just almost intercepted right there by number 3. He had Tarver Landry wide open, and it's going to be an incomplete pass.
He's glad to have that one back, but boy, Tarver just knew that if he just threw it another foot over that linebacker, that it would have been 6. Nobody in the middle of the field for the Rams right there. And what a great play call with you taking those safeties and putting them outside those hash marks. There's nobody in the middle of the field for the Rams. So again, Coach Landry reading and taking what that defense is giving you, and now it looks like they're running a 6-1 box.
And we're going to have a timeout. Tioga here. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back. It's 28-12. Tioga on top of Richwood. We'll be right back on 446 Sports.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Lori even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, 8:33 left here in this third quarter. Your Tioga Indians on top, 28-12 over the Richwood Rams. Third down and 7. We'll say 3rd and 6, excuse me. Case Malone in the shotgun. He calls for it, fakes the handoff, rolls out to the left side. Ball is batted and incomplete. Looking for Christian Isles on the left side.
Great
and
job.
Let's see what Tioga decides to do right here on 4th down.
Great job right there by the Richwood defense. That defensive end staying home and not taking the dive or the run. And, he did a great job of staying right there in Case's face and, forcing to got his hands up right when he released it. And, hey, great job right there by Richwood. The Indians had field position and wasn't able to pick up a lot on that first possession to start the second half.
And Ethan Bridges going back here for the punt. Watch out for a fake punt right here, Coach. Just in my mind. It might not happen, but, Kentrell Bates rolls out to the top there. Oh, beautiful snap right there. And Ethan just going to pooch kick it down there and let his guys. And they do, and they get it pinned here. And that is Kentrell Bates with the stop it right there. You're going to get it at the 6-yard line, I believe. And 8 minutes, 20 seconds left here in this third quarter. Tioga on top, 28-12 here. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indians Football, brought to you by King Stop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, your title sponsors of Tioga football here on 446 Sports. And that defense of the Indians gets to come back on the field here after having a big stop that last drive.
Yeah, they were able to keep the Rams in negative yardage on their first possession. And although they got a first down on a penalty, they did a great job of turning around and forcing them to negative yards on that first possession. So let's see what they do here. Again, have them pinned back in their territory.
Again, run up the middle here, hit, tackle made.
Nice run from the Rams.
I believe that's Jackson Tarver is the first guy in there. Yep. And as well as Wesley Sherman here, number 87, in on the tackle as well. Going to pick up of a couple of yards, brings up 2nd down.
First time tonight, Richwood ran actually right up the center, right behind the center there, and was able to pick up about 6 or 7 yards there. So good call there by the coach to get that ball right up the middle.
2nd down, and it's carried to the right side. And Cohen Henry right there to make a big tackle.
Pick up about a half a yard.
Only about a yard there. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Good job right there by the captain of our defense, Cohen Henry, getting in the back end and immediately making that tackle.
A little misdirection play there by Richwood. Have that pulling guard, that false pull by the guards. But Cohen Henry, the captain of that defense, stayed home and made an unbelievable play to only let him pick up a yard.
Here we go. 3rd and short here for the Richwood Rams. And look at Joe Rose about to try to break that. He's coming. The house is coming, son. Get ready. And that quarterback knows.
Yep. He just told him, hey, stay here. Make sure you pick him up because here he comes.
And they hand it off. And, Joe Rose got there first, grabbed the jersey. And that's a loss on the play. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
If I was a quarterback, I'd have kept it right there because he had nothing but green turf over here on this side. But what does he do? He hands it off, and who's coming off the edge?
Joe Rose already.
Hey, hello, I'm coming.
He told you it's basically like I'm on the line of scrimmage, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know I'm coming. And they still didn't check down. Yeah. So brings up a 4th down for the Richwood Rams with 6 minutes, 28 seconds left here in this third quarter.
Once again, Tioga defense stepping up here. Enforcing them to punt it. Should have good field position again. Tarver standing at Richwood's own 40, so let's see what happens here.
There's the kick, and Tarver lets it go, and it crosses midfield and cuts right back, and they give him an extra 2 yards. So ball's going to be spotted at that 48-yard line, and that Tioga offense gets to come right back. We're going to take a break real quick. 6:07 left here in the third quarter. 28-12, Tioga on top. We'll be right back on 446 Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Here, 6:07 left here in the third quarter. 28-12, Tioga on top of Richwood here as the Tioga offense takes the field here. Well, ball spotted at the 48-yard line. And Tioga has had great field possession tonight here as Case Malone checks the defense. 2 receivers top of the screen. At the bottom's Curvin. That's Christian Isles in motion. Case takes the snap. Quick toss to Curvin. And the defensive front right there by Richwood. Great job of getting their hands up and blocking that incomplete pass. Thank God it didn't get tipped up in the air.
Well, great job right there by that defensive end, number 9, looks like, getting that penetration into the backfield and ran right into Ponche, but he was able to get his hands up. They were trying to run a little jailbreak screen right here to Kerwin after we sent Christian in motion. And a formation we haven't seen where we had Tarver at tight end, so we really have a Trey look over there on the top of the screen there.
Here we go, 2nd and 10 as they hand it off to Kenny. Kenny wrapped up there of just maybe loss of 1 yard here is going to bring up 3rd and 11 now.
Well, what it's doing is we're forcing them to take 2 men out of the box again on this side, and so we're trying to overload that top side, and they did a good job of stringing it out right there. Again, you don't see that very often where we take our tight end and put him on a line of scrimmage.
Here we go, Case Malone in the shotgun. Watch out for Christian Isles or Tarver Landry here, and they're going deep. That's got to be pulled. What a in and out. There's the flag at the 35. You saw it as well as I saw it, and you can see it at home. That jersey was tugged big time because there was some separation between him and Angelo Shelton.
Angelo Shelton doing a phenomenal job tonight of getting separation from those defensive backs. And once again, this time it was called. Previously, on a few plays earlier in the first half, they wouldn't call it, but this time the line judge saw it from, because he doesn't leave the line of scrimmage. He saw that tug on a jersey, and a great job, Angelo, and he still almost caught that ball.
I thought he had it until right at the very end. But as we get to White Hat here, pass interference against that defense. Yeah, that's a 15-yarder, so that's going to be enough for the first down here. So Tioga extends the drive here, but great separation right there by Angelo Shelton with him in that cornerback.
And not only that, it was 3rd and 10 right there for the Indians, so they were going to either have to go for it or punt it again.
Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Indians. Kervin Johnson in motion now up at the top of your screen. Case calls for the ball. He drops back. He's looking to throw. He has got Kervin. Needs double coverage, but Kervin Johnson just out of the reach. And good coverage right there, being double coverage. And again, Angelo's wanting the flag at the bottom, but we have a flag all the way at the top of the screen by the 20-yard line.
Not sure what they're going to call, but you saw Kerwin try to out-jump both of those guys.
Again, pass interference on them again. So another 15 yards. And I still thought, again, being double coverage, I thought Kervin was gonna get that catch.
Well, what they're doing is the guy that's jamming him, he's not letting him go to the next guy. He's trying to hold on to him, and I think, once again, line judge is looking. He's not moving from that line of scrimmage.
That's an easy call.
And it is an easy call. He's tugging on his jersey. But for Kerwin to be able to go up in between both receivers, that's a phenomenal job of being jump ball. Hey, we're going to throw it up there. And he probably told Case, hey, throw me a jump ball. I'm going to try to go get it. I need a touchdown tonight.
Here we go, 1st and 10 now for the Indians. Case Malone, he drops back again. He just steps up in the pocket, and he throws it deep. Curvins Johnson, and oh, my goodness. Great coverage that time by the Richwood defensive back, and Curvin almost came down with that one, but going to bring up 2nd and 10. And, hey, two times in a row, 2 PIs, but not that time, so 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good. And, again, another good throw right there by Case to Kerwin. And Kerwin almost came down with that one. But, again, hey, give credit to the Rams secondary guys. They're doing a great job. But here we go.
Kenny Ponche stays on his feet, dancing. Kenny into the end zone. Touchdown, Tioga. Kenny Ponche with the 17-yard touchdown run.
Once again, Ponche, we spread him out with those receivers, give the ball to Ponche up the middle, and he's moving back and forth. Again, another great job by that offensive line of clinging onto those blocks, but getting to that second level and those linebackers, and Ponche walks into the end zone almost untouched right there.
So hard to bring that young man down when he's just downfield running. And, again, I think that all set up at the beginning of the game, that power running game from this Tioga Indians makes it hard to bring him down as Ethan Bridges' kick is up. And the kick is good. So with 5:05 left here in this 3rd quarter, Tioga 35, Richwood 12. We'll be right back here on 446 Sports.
Looking for expert glass repair, tinting, or top-notch service? Look no further than Fast Glass. Your local favorite for years, now proud to be part of the National Automotive Group family. Same trusted team, same unbeatable service, now backed by the power and support of National Automotive. Whether it's a chip, a crack, or a complete tint job, Fast Glass gets it done right and gets it done fast. Stop by today or call us at 318 Fast Glass. Clear choice, fast results.
Touch. Welcome back, everybody, here. 5:05. You caught me and Coach talking here off the air. Shane got me. He got me. 5:05 left here in this 3rd quarter. Tioga on top, 35-12. And look, we talked during the whole game about football, but then when we're not on the air, we're still talking about football. So Ethan Bridges kicks this one that's fielded at the 5, and he bobbles it again, but picks it up. And running it back here. And tackle made by a host of defenders here. Looks like Kentrell Bates in the tackle. Also Kentavious Bates, both Bates in on that tackle there for the Indians here with 4:56 left here. And we almost gave away some secrets right there, didn't we, buddy?
It was pretty close. I tell you, the thing about it is we have so many guys that are doing so many things, so we're trying to figure out who's doing what. And, when you look up there and you got Ponche with 3 touchdowns, and, I mean, he's, again, typical Ponche night. Yep. He's probably got close to 200 yards of rushing, if not more. But, again, he's had a 259-yard night already. So, and then you've got Tarver, and you've got Case, and you've got Kerwin, and it's unbelievable the targets that we have.
Here we go. They're going to throw it over the middle, incomplete. And Kervin Johnson, little one-on-one here. Action at the bottom. Yeah, numbers there, which is, a good matchup right there, but it brings up 2nd and 10 now for Richwood. And, we were talking off the air. We were trying to say, man, look, we got so many to choose from. Stay tuned again at the end of this ball game where we're going to announce our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, our 446 Sports Player of the Game, and our Express Employment Professionals. You have one job, Lineman of the Week here as well. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot of people to choose from, a lot of tough choices here as we're getting ready here in this 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 10. They hand the ball off. And a good move, but man, good job right there by none. Of course, Cohen Henry's a great tackle, but Bryson Fall right there just stayed home, and he ran right into him after the avoid. So that's going to be a tackle by both Cohen Henry and Bryson Fall. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, and Richwood has done a phenomenal job of scheming against us tonight, especially with their secondary guys. But you saw a little frustration with some of the receivers there earlier, a couple plays ago, and hey. Eventually, you're going to get tired of getting banged on, and that's what Tioga does a very good job of, is staying physical. And hey, we have a very physical defense, and that's just part of it. But, you know, eventually those guys get tired of that, and you could see some of the frustration there in this series.
Here we go. Three receivers, top of the screen here. They're going to drop back. They're throwing it right here. That's going to be towards Curvin. And Curvin almost intercepts it. And locked down right there, Mr. Curvin Johnson, showing his abs. Did you see that? He was showing
yeah.
Yeah. You know, you remember when you were 16, 17?
I didn't have abs like that.
I didn't either. 3:55 left here in this third quarter. Tioga on top 35-12. And another forced punt here by the Richwood Rams.
Yeah, I tell you what, that defense has come in 3 possessions by Richwood, and you've only seen them pick up right at 7 yards of total offense here in the second half.
Yeah, this has been absolutely – the adjustments made by Coach Mooter in that defense has been lights out. And, again, no full pressure right there on the punter. And they're going to have a little backspin, a little English there, and it's going to roll to about the 41-yard line here. So, again, this is probably the worst field position Tioga's had on a punt or anything here in this game, as 3 minutes and 40 seconds is left here in this third quarter with Tioga on top 35-12. And, Coach, it's been kind of the same as last week against that Pineville team. Just a mistake right at the beginning, and then that defense just adjusts and clamps down on any offense.
Yeah, you got to give this team so much credit.
So much.
I mean, look, they come out a little flat, and then, and again, I talked about it earlier, the emotional roller coaster of last week, and they wanted that game so bad because of what they went through the year before. Yeah. But, man, to come out here and do what they've done so far this half.
Kenny Pache carries it to the left, looks at him, just trying to find that seam, and then as soon as he sees it, boom, he's through that line here, following that block. Pickup of about 3 yards, brings up second down. Yeah, look, a great team makes adjustments. Yep. A great team. A good team will just let it go and try to hope for the best. But great teams make big adjustments when they see something that's wrong. And this season, this Tioga team has made some adjustments, and it's really, really set the tone early on. They give it again. This time it's a quarterback keeper. Case Malone keeps it himself, gets to the 45-yard line. Forward progress there. Going to bring up third and about 6.
No quit in that Rams defense. They're doing a great job of still continuing to fight hard. And you can see Coach Geis and his staff do a great job. Those young men are standing up. Nobody looks tired on that defense. But look, I call it a trap game. You know, as a coach, you always worry about that trap game. This is a trap game for them.
I agree.
Because you come off of playing Pineville, you got Richwood, and you know you got Gina down the road next week. So you're thinking about, but we've come down, made some adjustments. Huge catch right there by Angelo Shelton, and he's off to the races.
To the 30. Cuts back up to the 20, pushed out of bounds, and a beautiful pass and catch right there by Case Malone to Angelo Shelton. Gets his receiver, and big play here with yards after the catch.
40-yard pass and catch right there by Case to Angelo Shelton. And again, you see what this when you get in that soft coverage with these receivers, how they find that hole. And Case knowing where Angelo's supposed to be, great throw and catch right there by those two.
And then they give it to Kenny Ponche up the middle, cuts back up, still on his feet, and just dragging the defender, holding on dear life to his ankle. And that's going to be a pickup of 8 yards right there, and brings up second down.
Great job right there by Ponche to get those extra yards by driving his feet. That young man, he played, and just like all these young men for these Indians, but that young man, he's got that motor that doesn't stop.
Minute 49 left here in this third quarter. Tioga on top 35-12, threatening again here. They got that trip formation at the top of your screen. Look at Tarver Landry down at the bottom. He rolls out, and that's oh my, and that's a fumble. They're going to say it's a fumble, and let's see if Tioga can fight for it to get it back.
Recovered by the Indians.
And recovered by the Indians. Boy, that could have been really bad, Coach.
Well, we tried to do.
No, they're saying, oh my goodness.
Great job,
they didn't give that initial, but they're going to say it was a fumble recovered by Richwood. And a big turnover right there, first of the night for the Tioga Indians.
Well, we tried to run that little toss play, and I'm telling you, I don't know if it's a blitz.
Yeah.
Because we can't really read these numbers. They tuck their shirts in, so it's kind of hard. But They ran a blitz right next to the center by Tarver, and Tarver's already got a guy over him, and they ran right by Tarver, and he's in the backfield so fast we can't even get the handoff.
Here we go, 1st and 10 now for Richwood. Big turnover right there, and they hand the ball off, and look at Bryson Fall. Bryson Fall said, no, sir, my man. You got me that first play of the game. You ain't getting us again.
Great job.
Big tackle, lost her play.
Great job by Fall to come downhill once again, making that sure tackle, wrapping him up, not letting him go. But look, this defense needs to step up right here, get the ball back to the offense with almost, right under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Here we go. 2nd and 12 here as they roll out to the right side, and Champion hits him. Good little play right there. On the coverage is number 2, David Garrett. Catch made by number 1. And they picked up about 7-8 yards right there. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Getting 3 receivers out there to the wide side of the field, running a little flood concept and running away from the blitz because Fall was coming from the backside, just couldn't get to the quarterback there. And a 3rd and short here for the Richwood Rams.
Here we go. It's 3rd and short. Somebody asked on the chat, is there a mercy rule? There's a 42-point running clock. If you're up by 42, there's a continuous running clock. That's the only mercy rule in high school football. As they throw it to the outside, and caught by number 1 and Garrett. And who else is there? Coming over is Bryson Fall, but that's going to be enough to move the chains, and that'll be a Richwood first down. They're going to reset the clock there, and then they'll probably restart it as soon as they set the ball down and move the chains. But we got 7 seconds currently right here in this third quarter. 35-12. Tioga on top of Richwood here.
And they're going to say he went out of bounds, so they're going to give him first with 7 seconds. I didn't either, so they're going to go ahead and give him one more play here before the end of the third quarter.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Richwood Rams here. 3 receivers top of the screen. And the lone setback to the right of the quarterback, number 5. And they fake the handoff, and they throw the little screen pass, but it is a flag on the play. And normally where that flag is thrown, it looks to be either a false start or illegal formation.
Well, I can hear the PA announcer, but I really can't. But it looked like he was calling false start by the Rams before the officials even called it.
Yeah,
so
he saw it too, yeah. So false start on the Rams. That'll back them up 5 yards and bring up 1st and 15 now.
Little things are what keep you from getting big gains sometimes. And Richwood has done a great job, but they've also shot themselves in the foot several times tonight.
The difference between last year and this year, this team, it's been penalties too. We are very well disciplined this year compared to last year where there's flags constantly be thrown. They hand the ball off to the left side and just swallowed up right there for the Indians. The big number 93, Mr. Thomas. Chase Thomas with the tackle in the backfield, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Your score, Tioga 35, Richwood 12. We're going to take a break. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Football, brought to you by King Stop Chevron and 28 East Chevron, your title sponsors. We'll be right back.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
ugh, come on.
Seriously? This is so extra.
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Now's the time to get a great deal.
Welcome back, everybody, here as we start fourth quarter action here. Your Tioga Indians on top of the Richwood Rams, 35-12 as we start fourth quarter here. Second down for the Richwood Rams. They're about second and 15, second and 16 here after the big tackle right there by Chase Thomas for the Indians defense. Three receivers at the bottom of your screen, one at the top. Lone setback to the right to the quarterback, number 5. And he fakes the tag. He's going to throw it over the middle. He's wide open. And they set that up all night. And Kervin Johnson is going to try to track him down. And a touchdown by the Richwood Rams right there. And that was very well designed and set up from earlier.
Yeah, and what they did was they baited Tarver right there, and Tarver came downhill thinking they were going to run that little jailbreak screen, and the guy went from blocking him to he released, and great throw and catch right there by Richwood to make the score 35-18, pending the two-point conversion by Richwood with 11:49 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
They're going to go for the two-point conversion, and like I said, they set that up, and they threw that little that little screen pass all night long. He pump fakes it, makes that Tarver bite, and then man is wide open over the middle. And so the two-point conversion here for Richwood. They're going to roll out to the right, and he's going to throw it. And what a great stop right there by Rose, and hopefully he's okay.
It looks like he took a pretty good, it looks like he's got a little stinger right there. He went down low right there on him, and that looks like what happened. He took a little stinger, so they're going to come out and check on him.
Well, 11:49 left here in this ball game. Tioga on top, 35-18. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on 446 Sports.
At Woodman Life, we believe in standing strong for our communities because together we can build a brighter future. From supporting local schools with resources and scholarships to sponsoring programs that give children the tools they need to succeed, Woodman Life is proud to invest in the next generation. Our members live, work, and serve right here in your hometown, volunteering and making a difference where it matters most. When you see Woodman Life, you see neighbors helping neighbors and a promise to keep giving back. Woodman Life, standing strong for community, standing strong for you.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, 11:49 left here in this ball game. Tioga on top, 35-18. The long touchdown pass from Richwood there. Two-point conversion is no good. It's Kervin Johnson walks off the field after getting hit. It looks like he either got a stinger or got the wind knocked out of him or something on that play. On the two-point conversion, that was no good. Hopefully that young man is okay. You know, we depend on Kervin Johnson, #1, our senior wide receiver. Here we go. Richwood will be kicking the ball off here. Karlinski Lloyd back in the backfield now, as well as Jackson Tarver, and they're going to kick it towards, get the ball there. We're going to get it towards Karlinski, and Karlinski brings it up to about the 28-yard line. I forgot I was a play-by-play guy there for a second. I was telling him, go get the ball. Don't let him get it. Here, 11:44 left here in this ball game.
Well, you would think that we would know that they're going to squib kick it, and we kind of just sat back there thinking it was going to bounce right to us. And, you know, at some point in this game, if they score again right here, when the next possession, if they get it, you would think that eventually they're going to try to onside kick it if they can continue to do this. But, you know, no doubt this Tioga's offense right here going to get this thing going, and trying to see who else
Kentrell Bates is
coming in.
Is taking Kervin Johnson here at the top of your screen. Angelo Shelton and Christian Isles at the bottom. Ponche again and they hand it off to Kenny. Kenny runs up the gut, still on his feet, and the big nose tackle for Richwood just grabs him up, swallows him, and throws him back. But forward progress should be enough for about 3 or 4 yards there. It's going to bring up second down.
Well, great job right there by the Ram interior line to be able to slow Ponche down. Again, a lot of pushing and shoving. Now we look like we're going to pick up the pace here as they got too many guys on the field right now, so we'll see if he can get the snap off.
And he does. I don't say, do they call timeout?
They call timeout, yeah.
But that's a great job by Case Malone, the senior quarterback, of knowing that they had too many men. Let's do a hurry up right there, and it made them use one of their timeouts. That could come in very beneficial later on.
Well, you know, if you've noticed, the pace of the game for us has not been what we've seen the first 3 games of the season, where we're trying to run 80 plays. Here we've slowed it down. This is only our 4th possession of the half. By now, we're normally about 6 or 7 possessions in. So I can tell you we've run half the plays that we've run in the past, the previous games. So again, we're not sure exactly what, but we got to change the pace up a little bit, but to give them an opportunity to rest, because they're also playing some guys both ways as well. They've got 4 or 5 guys that they keep on the field at all times. And again, we've been methodically moving the ball in the previous 3 games, you know, and we're running plays every 15 to 20 seconds. Here we've kind of slowed the pace down tonight a little bit. So again, it changes your rhythm up as well.
And the turnover last drive there, as Tioga was moving the ball pretty well down the field. Here we go, second down here. Case Malone in the shotgun, calls for it. They're going to send the house, and they hand it off, and there's Kenny. Ball comes out. And it looks like Tioga was able to recover that. Oh my goodness. Hayden Laborde. Hayden Laborde happened to be in the right spot at the right time as the ball came out. Helmet went on the ball, knocked it forward, and Laborde recovers it. But we have an injury on the field, so hopefully that young man will be okay. We're going to take a break here. 11:01 left in this ball game. Tioga on top, 35-18. This is a 446 Sports production of Tioga Indians Football. We'll be right back.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community's spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Welcome back, everybody. Here, 11:01 left in this ball game. Tioga on top, 35-18. And the fumble by Kenny Ponche recovered by Laborde. Thank goodness our lineman was there.
First and 10.
Brings it up 1st and 10 now for the Indians.
They're on 41-yard line.
Case Malone calls for it. Low snap, but he grabs it, picks it up, throws it over the middle. And Kervin Johnson's back, ladies and gentlemen. And Kervin runs one side. He's all the way. And there goes the Jets by Kervin Johnson to the 5. 10. Touchdown, Kervin Johnson, baby.
What an unbelievable play right there. 65 yards to the house. Catches the ball coming across on a drag route. Puts his foot in the turf. He's got 4 guys in front of him, and nobody can catch him. Even the guy that had the very good angle on him. And what a return.
Wow.
After we saw him slowly go off the field, we didn't know if he was coming back or not. And just like that, 65 yards and that 41-18 pending the extra point. He's back.
My God, he must have the wind knocked out of him, and he got all of it back right there. He might need to get some oxygen after that ran. It was a 65-yard touchdown catch, but he probably ran 75 to 80 yards there coming back and cutting back up against the grain. What a beautiful pass by Case Malone to feed him right in stride.
Yep, had plenty of time with the extra point by Ethan.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty. Yeah, that was a bobble. That was a little exchange between Ethan and Christian Isles right there. 10:34 left here in this ball game. Tioga on top, 41-18. We'll keep it here as well. And again, stay tuned at the end of the ball game for our Southern Air Cool play of the game, our 446 Sports player of the game. And, of course, our express employment professionals, you had one job, our linemen of the game. And, man, just when you think Curvin, we looked at each other and we're like, that's not good. Hopefully he's okay. 3 plays later, he comes back onto the field, and a 65-yard touchdown catch from Case Malone to Curvin Johnson, and Tioga extends that lead 41-18.
I told you he was going to get a touchdown tonight.
Yep.
He did. We talked about it before the game. Four games, 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
By Curvin. He's scored a touchdown in every game.
No, but he had
multiple
touchdowns.
Right.
So this is the 4th game. I think it's number 8, 7 or 8 on the season for Curvin Johnson. I said previous to the game here, I said Ponce was going to have 2 rushing, Case was going to have 2 rushing, and Curvin was going to have 1. All I need is Case Malone to get 1 more rushing touchdown, and then I win bingo. 10:34 left here in this ball game. Ethan Bridges, beautiful kick right there. That had a little stank on that one. He was a little mad from that missed extra point. But we're going to keep it here. 10:34 left in this ball game. 41-18. Tioga on top of Richwood. Appreciate everybody tuned in here on YouTube as well as Facebook. And appreciate our title sponsor, King Stop Chevron. And, of course, 28 East Chevron, the title sponsors of Tioga Indian Football here on 446 Sports.
Excuse me. You think about Richwood, and we're sitting here, we've been talking about their facilities, but when you think about Richwood, you think about their basketball tradition, not their football tradition, but you come out here, beautiful complex. The band was amazing at halftime. They've got about 20 cheerleaders on here. The hospitality's been great. Beautiful facilities.
Yes.
And well-coached team. All you could ask for.
And that goes to screen pass, and it's bobbled, almost intercepted by Wesley Sherman. But guess who gets back in there and wreaks some havoc is A.J. Adams and Chase Thomas. And good job by the defensive front, wreaking havoc here on this play here. 10:30, and that'll stop the clock with the incompletion. Brings up 2nd and 10 now for Richwood.
Try to run a little middle screen right there to slow down that four-man front, but they were able to get their hands up and knock it down. But coach is trying to go. He's going all the way down to the 10-yard line to call the play. The official's not going. He's not going to put up with that.
He told him. He already pointed him
Get back in the box, dude.
Get back in the box. Here we go. We got a spread formation right here, and they're looking to the right side. And the throw is going to be caught. What a play right there. All the way to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown. Karlinski Lloyd on the coverage, and it was really good coverage. That was just a heck of a play right there by Richwood.
That was an unbelievable coverage by Karlinski, but that receiver did a phenomenal job of holding on to the ball there. And with 10:16 left to go, 41-24, Rams score quickly. Again, we talked about their threat there, and that quarterback, again, great touch on the ball, and now we know why they only lost to Walsman by 7.
I know it, absolutely. They beat West Washita. Very, very good team here. Very, very quick offense that can score quick, and they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. They hand it off, and then you run into that monster wall by Tioga. And again, the 2-point conversion is no good.
2-point conversion.
So they scored quick. 10 minutes, 16 seconds left here in the ball game. 41-24. Tioga takes the lead here, and it's a good thing that Curvin Johnson scores that touchdown, or this will be a little bit closer here. We're going to keep it here as well. Appreciate everybody tuned in. Again, my name is Billy French. Honored to be your voice of Tioga football. So grateful to have Coach Thomas Scully, our color commentary this year. Helps me where I don't have to talk quite so much. We appreciate him. And, of course, our producer, Shane Henry, who we haven't got to spend a whole lot of time with tonight, Coach, because he's in the box and we're outside.
I tell you what, unfortunately, Richwood doesn't have a lot of people here, but, man, to be able to sit in the bleachers, and,
it's been nice,
there's nobody around. There's a few bugs, but, hey, but, look, Thursday night game, I mean, what more can you ask for? I'm going on spring break. Being at Charter, we're going to be off the next 2 weeks, so I get to sit back and enjoy tomorrow morning, drink my coffee. I don't have to worry about going to work, and neither does Shane. But unfortunately, Billy, that 2-hour drive, you're going to be going to work real early in the morning.
5:30 comes early, buddy. Thursday night game. People ask, why do y'all play? It seems like Tioga always plays Thursday night game. Everybody does. It's a shortage of officials is the reason that we have these Thursday night games. Tioga has another Thursday night game later on in the season against Wassman at home in October. So Tioga will have 2 Thursday night games. But the reason being is because there's such a big shortage of officials here in Louisiana. So it's able to have some different games so they can call it on a Thursday night and do it and then turn around and do a Friday night game. So 41-24, Tioga on top of Richwood.
I'm smelling a kickoff. I mean, an onside. Yep, kickoff. I know they're kicking off.
You can see right here, that's kind of a pooch kick, but Tarver grabs that and he cuts to the outside, still on his feet. Oh, Tarver's got a lane. Jackson Tarver all the way up to midfield. And what a great return by Jackson Tarver to make something out of nothing here. And Tioga gets the ball at midfield.
Again, Tarver with those moves. He didn't spin that time, but, man, he sure does know how to put his foot in the ground. And it made that little juke and made him thinking he was going outside, and he cut it back across. Actually, if he'd have bounced it out, he might still be running. Yeah, he might still be running to that concession stand that's closed over there in the corner now.
They might have to pick him up on the other side of the school. 10 minutes, 6-8. This has been the longest fourth quarter, buddy, just because it's all passing. So it's just happening. Everything's happening so quick. The big play by Kervin Johnson and then the touchdown by Richwood for 80-plus yards as well. Here we go, 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 49-yard line. Case Malone gives it to Kervin. Kervin cuts to the outside, cuts back up the middle. Ball comes out, and a fumble by Kervin Johnson. Recovered by Richwood, and that's a big, big play right there, Coach, as Tioga with another fumble. This time the lineman didn't get it, so it's going to be 1st down by Richwood.
Well, great job right there by Richwood to get the helmet back on the ball again. And look, all Kervin was trying to do was get a few yards, and I don't know if they put a helmet on or they stripped him, but what a great job right there by this Richwood Rams defense to give their offense the ball back with 9:58 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 41-24, your Tioga Indians up. But Richwood, hey, we saw it happen earlier. The last 2 possessions, they've scored touchdowns. So let's see what they do here on this 6th possession of the half for Richwood.
Johnson now on defense again in that cornerback spot. And they're looking to pass. There's the pump fake. He throws it over the top again. Nobody there, and almost intercepted that time by number 2, David Garrett. And that's going to bring a 2nd down here. And not to jinx anything, Coach, but this second half has been pretty clean as far as penalties.
It has been clean, but uncharacteristic of the Tioga Indians this half, we've turned the ball over. This is the most we've turned the ball over all season. And, just sometimes it just happens, but uncharacteristic of us to do that. And we just need to, I know Coach is going to work on that and clean that up, but, again, we need to be able to, defensively, we need to be able to make a stop right here and get the offense back on the field.
We need something by Chase Thomas or A.J. Adams right here to get some pressure in that backfield. And on point, they throw it and almost intercepted. And does he come up with a catch? Incomplete. But great coverage right there by David Garrett, and then with a little help from Bryson Fall. And on cue, A.J. Adams, Chase Thomas, Wesley Sherman, and Champion was all in the backfield right there, wreaking some havoc on that quarterback.
I can tell you this: the wideout down here on the bottom of the screen, Kervin Johnson is just giving him he's taking him to the woodshed. He finally backed off of him, but he's not letting him off the line.
There's a bobble snap. Come on, AJ. They break it just to the outside, still on his feet. And, man, what a great run. Cohen Henry with the tackle. And just for them to even get it back close to the original line of scrimmage is huge. So the fumble, and he was still able to pick up about 15 yards because of the fumble, brings up 4th and 10 now for Richwood. And with 9:19 left here in this ball game, I don't think they're sending out the punt team, buddy.
No, they're going to keep the quarterback out, and we'll see what they call here. Clock running under 9 minutes now. They go in the fourth quarter. 4th and 10, 4th and 11.
Yep. And I'd love to see. Oh, come on, guys. We know, but we're better than that here. That's going to bring up now. It's going to be 4th and 5, 4th and 6. But I'd love to see our safeties play a little deeper, just a little deeper. That's a mistake that us Tioga Indians we don't normally make here. So let's get it back here. Let's gotta force this turnover right here. Turnover on downs. 4th and the way they did it, it's going to be about 7 yards. And you know the Tioga defense is hollering, watch the ball, watch the ball, watch the ball. Got to get some pressure on the quarterback right here. He drops back to throw. They got the little screen pass. Incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs. And the pressure by the defensive front to force him to get rid of it a little bit quicker than he wanted is a huge play, and out comes that Tioga offense here with 8 minutes and 51 seconds left with Tioga up 41-24.
Well, you know, they tried to dump it into the flats real quick, and the back out of the backfield wasn't able to get his head around. Of course, I'm telling you, that quarterback's got an arm, and he zipped it in there, and receiver had to go catch the ball above his hands. He didn't come down with it. But those are those things you work in practice. And if you don't get consistency in practice, you get into the game and those kind of things happen.
Yep.
And, look, that was a huge turnover on downs. We just need to hold on to the ball right here. We need to milk that clock, and we need to drop the ball down and consume the 8:51 left on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, ball control is so important here in this fourth quarter. Here we go. Kenny Ponche is going to get it a lot, I would imagine. Kenny holds on to it. He cuts to the left side. Kenny Ponche to the 30, to the 20, cuts back, puts his foot in the ground, and still on his feet all the way down to the 2-yard line. And Kenny Ponche, my goodness, with a 50-yard touchdown, a 50-yard run just short of the goal line.
Look, he's done that. That's probably his 5th time tonight where he's gotten inside the 3-yard line, and he don't quite get in there. You could see his frustration. One thing we haven't seen tonight, though, we really haven't seen Tarver come in to the backfield. I don't know if it's been at all tonight if he's come in.
I haven't. Well, he did one time. Remember, he ran that crazy formation.
Yep.
And they handed off to Kenny, and Kenny hits forward, and it's going to be down to the 1-yard line. And my bingo card's fixing to get hit, my man. He's fixing to get hit. Right here, watch the tush push by Case Malone if we can get, because they got it all the way down to the 1-yard line. They're going to let that clock run as well. Here with 8 minutes and 8 seconds left in this ball game. And look here. Come on, bingo. Come on, bingo. Shut up. Nope. They're going to give it to Ponche, but Ponche short of the goal line all the way down to the 1-yard line.
I can tell you what, those linebackers were coming downhill because they just, number 10 and number 3 for Richwood just came in there untouched and turned Ponche around. So, again, 3rd and goal right here for the Indians, 7:40 remaining, clock's running.
Yeah, play clock's not running, though.
It hasn't worked all night.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh! There's a flag on the play.
No, I don't think it's a flag. I think that was a football that was tossed into the air. I don't think it was a flag, though. That's got to be a touchdown, right?
Bingo.
Yeah. Billy Fritz got bingo. Case Malone with the 1-yard touchdown run.
Great job right there by Case to find a way to get into that end zone to give the Indians a 47-24 lead with 7:21 left here to go in the fourth quarter. Ethan Bridges on for the extra point.
Beautiful drive right there. And
they're actually going to go for 2.
Yeah, they're up currently by 23. So this would be.
He is kicking.
Okay.
Ethan got lost in the lineman.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're up by 23. I don't know if 25 is going to matter. Let's just get it to 24. But here we go. Christian Isles pulls it. Kick is up. And it didn't look like a very good kick again. But I think we had a penalty on the flag. Yeah, far side is going to throw it.
I don't think we were set.
It's going to be on the defense.
Defense?
Yep. Lined up all sides again by the defense. Well, let's see what Coach Landry wants to do here. And that is against the defense. So 7:21 left here in this ball game. Pending this extra point by Ethan Bridges. It's 47-24 now. And as soon as a big play happens by the Richwood offense, Tioga comes right back and just absolutely puts a dagger in there. And again, there's still a lot of clock left on this in the game here. This has been it feels like a 45-minute fourth quarter.
Well, I tell you, we talked about trying to milk the clock, and,
Yeah.
and we're trying to see if we can score faster than they do, and so.
But when your running back has the hole that he had, that offensive line opened up I could have ran through that. And Kenny ran it for 50 yards there. He got tackled at the 3-yard line, then back-to-back 1-yard carries, and then he lets his quarterback clean it up there just so I could hit my bingo card.
Well, we talked about it earlier. Second half, we've got to get 7 to 8 possessions to be able to get those runs. But we've had some big runs tonight, some big passes. This has been big play offense night for both teams.
Yes.
It's been no 15-play drives, I can tell you that. Both teams have really done a good job of hitting big-time plays and consuming lots of yardages on plays.
Here we go. 7:21 here as we're getting ready for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is blocked. And you can't return that in high school. So you could try, but a good job. They timed that absolutely perfect. Did the Richwood Rams here. So the extra point is no good. 7:21 left here in this ball game. Tioga 47, Richwood 24. We're going to be right back on 446 Sports. Welcome back, everybody, here to Richwood High School. Your Tioga Indians on top, 47-24. 7 minutes, 21 seconds left here in this ball game as Ethan Bridges gets ready to kick the ball off here after the extra point was blocked by the Richwood defense. Ethan Bridges with the boot. Kicks it good, kicks it into the end zone, and that's another touchback. So we'll keep it here as well. Remember, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we travel about an hour away, not too far, a little shorter distance than what we did tonight here as we head over to Gina High School, face the Gina Giants, and always a bruiser of a game against Gina every year that we play them.
I'm going to call it. It's going to be the game of the weekend if it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be, absolutely. That's going to be a good time right there at Gina High School.
Never been there. Never been there to coach or see a ball game on that field. I've been in that gym. I've never been. I've played softball games there before, but never have I been to a football game. We've heard about it.
We're going to be outside right next to a big old speaker.
Similar to this band we're right next to, too.
Right. Here we go. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 20-yard line for Richwood. And Curvin's back in the game. They throw the screen pass. Caught. Ball comes out. And the ball's still on the ground. There's fighting for it. Look at A.J. Adams up there clapping. Big hit right there. And let's see if this Tioga offense has been able to come up with it. And they still haven't made it. Cohen Hendry's pointing towards Tioga. Let's see who's got it. And it is! Tioga forces the fumble, and Tioga comes with it. So a big play by that Tioga defense and steals the possession here in the fourth quarter.
Coach Muter dialed up the blitz right there off the edge. And the quarterback trying to hold on to the ball to throw that jailbreak screen. And, boy, he got hit from behind, and then the receiver got hit. And I was waiting to see if that young man was going to get up off the ground, and he's in pain coming off the sidelines. But what a great job by that Tioga defense once again to get another turnover right here for that offense. Great field possession with the ball at the 18-yard line.
And Tioga will be running the ball here, trying to eat some of that clock. Well, we say that.
I tried that. That didn't work.
It don't work. 7:10 left here in this ball game. Case Malone in the shotgun. Christian Isles in motion. They hand it off to Kenny. Kenny cuts back up the middle. Kenny lowers the shoulder, and a good tackle by number 6 and pushes Kenny down at the 5-yard line. So it'll be that spot. That should be enough for a first down, and it is. So it'll be 1st and goal to go here for the Indians.
You look up, and Mario Jacobs is driving his man into the end zone right there from the 18-yard line. He drove that man 18 yards into that end zone just now as Kenny fell down in front of Jacobs.
First and goal to go here for the Indians. Christian Isles at the top. Angelo Shelton at the bottom here with Kervin Johnson at the top as well. And they're going to be, that's Case Malone. And the quarterback runs into the end zone, and he just added a little bit extra onto my bingo card. And Case Malone with the touchdown run.
Third touchdown of the night by Case Malone. 3 touchdowns by Kenny Ponche.
It's a high-scoring game here tonight. Tioga Indians have absolutely came to play here after that first quarter.
Well, you know, we've talked about it. We've kind of been a little spoiled.
Yes, we
have.
have.
We have, and I like to use the word Coach Nick Saban says, you know, you guys are spoiled. You got some of that poison water. So, hey, great job by the Tioga Indians to put up 53 points. They've been averaging 45 points a game. They've surpassed that once again. Then we're going to get that average up to 50.
Absolutely.
Coach Christmas is going to tell me to stop talking about that.
Ethan Bridges with the kick. That one is beautiful, and the kick is good. 6 minutes, 17 seconds left here in this ball game. 54-24. Tioga on top. We'll be right back here on 446 Sports.
6:17 left.
Welcome back, everybody. 6 minutes, 17 seconds left here in this ball game. Ethan Bridges getting ready to kick it off. Tioga on top, 54-24, as they kick it and field it at the 5-yard line.
Turn is on.
And he turns on the Jets to the outside. He's got a little bit of room. Still on his feet, cuts back up the middle. And my goodness, he's going to the house. To the 10, no flags. And that is a 95-yard return, and it's not over yet, Coach.
Well, I don't like to get on officials too much, but Javian Campbell just got turned around right here. He's the end guy here, and at about the 35-yard line, when that running back or the returner bounced it back outside, they spun him around, and he had no chance of making a play right there. And look, I get it, but you hate to see that young man's fighting down the field. A great return, not going to take anything away
absolutely.
from the Richwood returner, but definitely some holding on that kickoff, and it is what it is.
Again, the longest fourth quarter is going to be extended even longer here, as the clock barely runs. It took him about 8 seconds to get down the field, as they're going to go for the 2-point conversion now with 6 minutes left. They haven't got one at all tonight, and they're not going to get this one either. Cohen Henry says no, sir. And with 6 minutes left here, it's 54-30, Tioga on top. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on 446 Sports.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by your local convenience stores, where friendly faces, cold drinks, hot snacks, and everything you need are just around the corner. For a quick stop before the big game, your hometown convenience stores are always ready, always here for you. Swing by today, and remember, support local, shop local. Highway 2080 Chevron, King Stop, Fuel Plus, Ball Chevron, and Cougar Stop.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available, or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
ugh, come on.
Seriously? This is so extra.
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's 6 minutes left here in this ball game. The big 95-yard touchdown return on the kickoff there for Richwood. 54-30 now. Tioga on top, and the defense has been giving up some big chunk plays here in this fourth quarter.
44 points scored here in the second half between these two teams. That's a lot of points considering it was 28-12 at the half.
Here we go as they're going to be kicking up. There's look at nobody in the up. Nobody. It's just poor. Is that Karlinski back there by himself? And there's that little kick, little dribbler to Karlinski, and it's off the face mask.
Oh, good. We got
a penalty. Yeah.
Man, I tell you what. Good thing he has a mask on that helmet.
That hit him square.
He would have broke his nose. He kicked that
dude
ball
would
so
have,
hard.
He'd have no teeth, Coach.
Oh my goodness, man! That young man's leg. He might have knocked his hip out of place. He kicked that ball. I'm telling you, he hit him at the 25, and that ball ricocheted about 5 yards back towards Richwood. Wow!
Here we go. So
back
offsides.
up.
Yeah, offsides on the Richwood Rams. So they're going to try it again, and it's going to be all Karlinski the whole way there as you've got 10 Tioga defenders here on special teams all within 5 yards of each other.
It's like we're leaving the middle open. We're going to go from the hash marks to the sidelines. Poor Karlinski back there by himself. Look, this thing's about to bounce around. He's getting a signal from the sidelines. It might change it up a little bit right here. If I'm Bates, I'm letting it go. Yep.
And they kick it. Oh, that's a heck of a kick right there, buddy.
Oh, good job.
That's okay. They're just trying to run some clock out here. And you don't want to turn over. I'm okay with that absolutely here. With 5:48 left here in this ball game, Tioga on top 54-30. And this is what they call an old-fashioned slobber knocker here in this fourth quarter, buddy.
I'm telling you, you think about we're not playing bad defense. These guys have an explosive offense. You got to give Richwood a lot of credit here.
Yeah.
They've done a phenomenal job offensively and defensively. These guys have no quit in them. Normally we've seen teams give up a little bit. These guys ain't giving up. Coach Geis does a great job. I'm telling, and they don't have a lot of numbers. They're a 3A school up here in Monroe, and they competing with all these other Monroe schools. You got Walsman right down the road, and then you've got all the big powerhouses a few miles away from that. But this Richwood team, they got a lot of fight in them. They going to wreak havoc the rest of the season.
Case Malone in the shotgun. He's going to quarterback keeper just to try to give himself some room as he pushes forward here. Still pushing the pile. Look at the senior quarterback. Gets hit right at the line of scrimmage, falls forward and picks up about 3 to 4 yards. And that'll keep that clock rolling here with 5:33 left here in this ball game. Tioga on top 54-30. And Tioga just trying to extend this drive and get a few first downs.
And just hold on to the ball, work the clock, and let's get out of here.
Case Malone in the shotgun again. Low snap, picked up by Ponche, and that could have been a safety. But thank goodness he picks it up and gets back maybe a yard or two, but it's going to be a loss on the play. It brings up 3rd and 11 now. That was not a very good snap right there, or at least they weren't ready for it or something. Low snap, but Tioga gets lucky there to even get the ball back. So it's 3rd down now as Case Malone is in that shotgun right there, right in the end zone. Christian Isles and Kervin Johnson at the top, Angelo Shelton at the bottom, as Tioga will let the clock run here with 4:38 left. Case.
If I'm Case, I'm looking for the back judge to see his arm go up, but we're not doing that.
Case is going to throw it, and he does. That's Kervin Johnson, and Kervin breaking tackles and pushed out of bounds, and that'll move the chains. And that Malone to Johnson has worked all year long, and that's a huge play for the Indians, and that'll move the chains and give Tioga another first down.
I'm not sure what they're doing out there as far as secondary coverage, but I'm not sure why the young man's not banging him and then releasing him, but he's trying to run with him. You can't run with Kerwin. You cannot.
Kerwin Johnson is so fast here, and that's going to be a timeout Richwood here as they use their second timeout because they called one earlier in the half. And again, that came back because that, scores 54-30 here with 3 minutes, 59 seconds here. Again, stay tuned after the ball game. We're going to announce our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, our 446 Sports Player of the Game, as well as our Express Employment Professionals. You had one job, lineman of the week as well here. And, man, I'm telling you, we got a lot to choose from. There is 84 points scored here tonight between these two teams here in Monroe.
Can't say enough about both of these teams. They've put on a performance. I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
We've watched the two bands put on a performance and the dance, but these two offenses that both of these schools have, we know what the Indians have, but to see Richwood come out and do what they've done against a very good Tioga defense, you can't say enough about it. Yeah. I mean, just phenomenal job by both offenses tonight.
It's not a lot of ground and pound by this team. It's big play capabilities here by this Richwood offense, and they're going to be fun to watch the rest of the year because their power points are really going to help us if they're going to be really good in that 3A. And there's that blitz. And Kenny Ponche cuts back to the left side, still on his feet, falls forward, and almost hit as soon as he gets the ball. Kind of does a little spin move there to get away from the defender, picks up probably 6 yards, and brings up second down.
We haven't been up in the press box all night, but the design of the press box is they've got these little walls, but it's open all the way. Poor Coach Book, he feels like he's trapped in a closet because he can't say anything, but I can't wait to talk to him after the game and ask him about the blitzes going on here.
I want to talk to Shane and say, hey, man, were they still screaming during that? We can't hear. We're outside. Shane's in there with them. But I'm sure Coach Mooter, especially these last couple big plays, has been none too happy. And they're blitzing again.
Yep.
And look at Kenny Ponche. Cuts back. Still on his feet, holding the two hands, and gets all the way to the 49-yard line. And that's a big play for the Tioga Indians.
I'm telling you, they were sending the house.
I think they forgot to start the clock until just now, but
they were sending the house. And what a great move by Kenny. Get the ball to him quickly. And look, very fortunate again. I mean, it's been the whole second half. They must be blitzing on both sides of the A gap of Tucker, and we're not able to pick them up or something because they're just coming straight up the middle.
Absolutely. 2:30 left here in this ball game. Tioga up 54-30, and just trying to extend this drive to keep eating that clock up is the Indians. Case Malone hands it off to Kenny. Kenny cuts back up, spins, still on his feet. They're doing everything they can to strip that ball out of his hands, but he holds on to it here. Brings up second down for the Indians here with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left.
Well, it's crazy. This is probably this is almost a 3-hour ball game.
I know it.
This is the first time I've ever been a part of this long of a game.
Come on. and we had to come to Monroe to see it.
Exactly. Yeah. Shane, so much for getting home at 11.
Yeah. Just wait till you have one where you got a lightning delay. Here we go. Second down for the Indians. Tarver Landry in motion to that right side. And they toss it to there's Jackson Tarver. Tarver cuts to the left side, and Tarver's going to cut back up the middle, and Tarver's still on his feet. Tarver, come on, Jackson. All the way down to the 1-yard line, and a big play by number 8, Jackson Tarver, with his second carry of the night. And that might close the door, Coach.
Oh, look, what an unbelievable play. Again, that guy's electric, man. Every time he gets the ball, he's got so many moves. And, again, Richwood guys are like right there, and he just
he hits that circle button on the remote. Yeah, it's like bourbon.
Yep.
And 52 seconds left here on the clock, so they're gonna. I don't know.
We're not gonna
time
punch it
clock.
in.
Yeah. No. Coach Crispin's not that guy at all. So he's just trying to let that play clock get down as low as he can. That way they can snap one more time, and it would be. And Case Malone will take the snap here. So that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score is going to be 54-30. What a great effort by Richwood for sure. That's a big, big win for Tioga, and a great team right there is that Richwood Rams team. They're going to be fun to watch the rest of the year here. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and we're going to wrap things up here in the postgame here. So a big, big win for you Tioga Indians here tonight, 54-30. Tioga wins. We'll be right back here on 446 Sports.
Discover golf.
Here in Monroe, Louisiana, your Tioga Indians take care of business and win 54-30 over the Richwood Rams. A fun game to call, I'll tell you that. It was exciting back and forth here, and a big win for your Tioga Indians. Before we get into all the awards, we want to thank our title sponsor, Can't Stop Chevron and 28 East. Chevron is proud title sponsors of Tioga football on 446 Sports. Our Southern Air cool play of the game, Malone to Christian Isles. Case Malone throws against the grain, against his body, and makes a beautiful play, a beautiful pass to Christian Isles to extend that drive, which Tioga would go on to score on a long third down there. So our Southern Air cool play of the game, Case Malone to Christian Isles. Congratulations to those two young men. Our Express Employment Professional lineman of the game here. You had one job, and boy, did that young man do it. This is a tough pick here, but we went ahead, and he was well-deserved. Number 93, Mr. Chase Thomas, is our Express Employment Professionals lineman of the week. Boy, he had a great night, wreaking all kind of havoc, multiple sacks, a lot of tackles for loss. Congratulations to number 93, Chase Thomas, on being our Express Employment Professional Lineman of the Week. And our MVP, our 446 Sports Player of the Game. It was tough. It was tough. It went down to the very, very end. It was between Case Malone and Kenny Ponche, and that last big run by Kenny Ponche did it for him. So Kenny Ponche with 3 touchdowns tonight and well over 200 yards rushing is going to be our 446 Sports Player of the Game. So congratulations to Kenny, congratulations to Chase Thomas, and congratulations to Case Malone and Christian Isles. It has been an absolute pleasure here tonight. 54-30, Tioga gets another win, 3 in a row, buddy, and we're heading to Gina next Friday night. Appreciate everybody tuned in. For our producer, Shane Henry, who we hadn't got to see all night, and for my color commentator, my partner in crime here, Coach Thomas Scully, I am Billy French. It has been an absolute pleasure here tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Be safe on your way home from Monroe. And Coach?
Go Indians.
That's it. 54-30, Tioga wins. Thank you for being a part of 446 Sports.